Double down, VP. Why? Because I'm tired of these local officials stealing money out of our pockets. Thanks so much, Alana Austin.
Thanks, Alana. You bet. Well, stay tuned. First Edition will be right back.
Hi, I'm Bianca Della Garza. What I love about working with Newsmax is the relationship we have with our viewers. So smart, so informed, it allows us to deliver powerful analysis, the sharpest viewpoints on the issues that really matter.
Hi, folks, we're back. If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Pick up the phone, call now.
My friends, I come to you today on behalf of the Jewish people in Ukraine whose lives have been completely destroyed. Family and loved ones brutally killed. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is inside of Ukraine, providing emergency food and supplies to tens of thousands of people. But the food crisis is growing for Jewish families and especially for the elderly.
I am shocked how many elderly people came here. They're afraid, and they realize now that there are more people than boxes.
For just $25, you can help rush an emergency food box to the elderly Jews in Ukraine. Many of them are hungry, frightened, and alone. Your gift helps provide critical food when it's needed most. Call or go online now.
The people of Ukraine are caught in the crosshairs of war. Many of these precious people are Holocaust survivors, elderly Jews who are sick and dying. They have no food, and we must reach them now before it's too late.
The world is in a war again. I am alone. I'm afraid of the bombs. I'm scared. I am old. There is no food.
Just $25 helps rush emergency food to elderly Jews in Ukraine who are in urgent need today. Please call, scan, or go online right now.
I will not starve. Thank you, good people.
We can be the hope to the Jewish people who are suffering in Ukraine. Your help is desperately needed now.
Welcome back. The thing is, President Trump arrived in China, and it's a really big deal, folks. Why? Because it's such a pivotal time. We have the war in the Middle East. We have tariff and trade battles, technology issues. But President Trump, unlike other leaders around the world and leaders of the past, he can actually handle all of these things at the same time.
Yes, he can do many things at once. And President Trump is arriving with 15 of America's top CEOs, including Jensen Huang, who we saw on the way back there, and Elon Musk. He was also there. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, was a last-minute add to this trip because he has a lot of leverage. All of these American CEOs have tremendous influence on the Chinese economy. And to your point earlier, John, I do believe it's a bit of a troll that he's showing up because NVIDIA relies on all of what's happening in Taiwan and what's happening with the chips there. And we are going to see how these negotiations play out. But President Trump is very optimistic, calling Xi a friend. We are walking in as Americans with the strongest position we've ever walked in before. This, according to Secretary Doug Burgum. So we have a lot of leverage. China does not. President Xi is very weak right now, especially given the fact that China relies on Iran's oil.
But we do know that President Trump is a great negotiator and
You're watching theDove TV, encouraging and informative for Boise and the Treasure Valley. Seen on KTVJ3 and these Dove TV affiliates. Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. This is the most happening place in America right here.
Yeah, yes, it is. Welcome.
This is where everybody watches first to figure out what they should watch later.
And then they try to digest and figure out what they saw.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
So there went 30% of our audience on that one. Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
The president just landed in Beijing.
Yeah.
So we have some video that we'll show you in a little bit.
Hey, I want to know where all the CEOs rode in Air Force One.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. Some got on board in Alaska during the refueling.
Oh, really?
They didn't leave in Washington with them. They caught up.
Were
with,
they up there fishing and
Well, I
then they just
don't
picked
know.
them up on the way?
I don't know. Wherever they were, they kind of meet, you know.
Okay.
They had to do a refueling in Alaska.
All right. Okay.
So anyway, so they landed in Beijing, let's see, about an hour ago, a little under an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that starts the big state meeting.
Yeah. Oh boy, this is going to be a big one.
Yeah, and they're talking trade. They're talking Iran.
They're talking oil.
Talking oil.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they're talking Taiwan.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They're talking a lot about it.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, that kind of headlines a lot of stuff. We'll have that for you a little bit. Beautiful weather out there. I had about 8 drops on my windshield on the way in this morning.
Oh, okay.
I think that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's about all you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so good morning to you. What do you got, man?
Yeah, well, first of all, it is Children of Fallen Patriots Day, honoring the children who have lost parents in military conflict.
Oh, boy.
So we honor you on this day. National Third Shift Workers Day, recognizing the workers who face the night to keep businesses running, hospitals staffed, and streets safe. And that is a tough schedule. That third shift, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's almost a way of life, and it's hard to adapt. It's hard to have a life if you're a third shift worker, especially if, like, say, you're a mom or a dad, and you got to.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't either.
I really don't know. My body cycle wouldn't allow me to do that.
We have one who has been a third shift worker for keeping our streets safe.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I mean, it's a very difficult thing. And you have to know when you can and can't call.
Oh.
Yeah, because sleep hours are completely different than
boy.
ours.
Yeah.
It is also National Receptionist Day, giving recognition to receptionists and the valuable contributions they make to companies where they work. Oftentimes, the first point of contact for your business. And boy, an important role in all businesses is that person you walk in on. And so, and how you're received.
Yes.
Thus, the receptionist.
Yes, and you know, I like reading business books, and I have about 6 favorite ones. And one has a checklist that starts at the front door and has everything to do with the appearance of your business as to whether or not you should be taken seriously.
Yes, good point. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everything from orderly to color.
Oh, okay.
Even color. So
And even smell.
And smell.
Yes.
And so anyway, yes, it's a serious job. So hats off to those who greet you when you walk through the door.
And speaking of keeping order, it's National Frog Jumping Day. Did you know the current frog jumping record was set in 1986 by Rosie the Riveter, who jumped
Calaveras.
Calaveras, you got it, man. Have you covered it before?
When I was a pilot for KCRA,
No.
we flew a camera crew down to Calaveras and went to the
frog jumping contest.
It is serious business.
I love it. 21 feet 5 3/4 inches. I'll say that's serious. Yes.
It's first of all, the frogs do all the work, and everybody else does all the partying.
Yeah, right. And isn't there a lot of prompting going on to get these things to jump?
You know, there is. It's almost a cult.
Yeah.
They talk to their frogs. They kiss their frogs.
Yeah.
They tickle their frogs.
They name their frogs.
They name them. They bang on the floor.
Yes.
They do all this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we should.
You can tell the frog that's been drinking, though, because he doesn't go straight. He just jumps off to the side.
I've seen that.
You've seen that?
Yes.
You put all your money on the frog, and you tickle its, its lower part, and it takes off, and it goes clear over to the side.
Moving on, it is National Fruit Cocktail Day.
Oh,
yeah, and then finally, tough to find anything wrong with this. It's National Apple Pie Day.
Oh.
It is the food, holiday food that's not only delicious, but it's one of the oldest traditional foods everyone serves at every holiday. And the first, check this out, the first apple pie recipe printed in England was way back in 1381.
1381.
And the list of ingredients included good apples, good spices, figs, raisins, pears, saffron, and coffin. I don't know, it's kind of a pastry crust. And while the apple pie existed well before the Pilgrims landed on the eastern shore of what's now the United States, Americans wax poetic about American apple being as American as apple pie. It's kind of a phrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so Teddy Roosevelt.
Apple pie and hot dogs.
Hot dogs and baseball. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Go and enjoy all of it. Teddy Roosevelt was impressed to have a taste of home when he was served an American apple pie while traveling through Africa. So it does bring home the taste, of where we grew up. And I remember my grandma's apple pie.
Oh, everybody
So good.
remembers grandma's apple
my
pie.
goodness.
So do you like the French apple pie with a crunch on top?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Or they're just the laced apple pie?
I like it all.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't do with apple pie that I do with most other things, no hot sauce.
Oh, wow. All right. So do you have cheese and apple with it? Or cheese and...
You know what? I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but some people have a slice of cheddar cheese with it.
Yes, it's really good. But I'm back on hot sauce right now. Okay, I mentioned I did something the other day.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never done it before, and I'll never go back on this. I love sardines. And so I opened a can of sardines with my little crackers on the side. I was going to have my little lunch. And there was, staring me in the face in the refrigerator, this bottle of truffle-infused hot sauce. And I thought, you know what would go well in those sardines? Truffle-infused. So I took the truffle and I poured it all over the top of that can of sardines and then pieced it out and put it on little crackers.
Really?
That's to die for. I don't know if you can buy truffle-infused sardines, but if you go into the store and you see Jerry's truffle-infused sardines, and I'm not on the air anymore, you know where I went.
Did you sleep alone that night?
Yeah, maybe.
Gosh, that's worse than just raw garlic, isn't it?
Isn't that nice?
Oh, my stars.
Golly.
Boy, you talk about putting your lead in pencil. So what's the hot sauce again?
It's truffle, like the thing that you get out in the forest. It's kind of like it's a truffle-infused hot sauce. I got it as a gift, and it's fabulous.
Truffle-infused hot sauce.
And it's hot.
Okay.
It's really hot.
Truffle-infused hot sauce.
All over your sardines that were packed in olive oil.
Oh, gosh, what a combination. My brain's saying no, but...
And then you say, honey, give us a kiss.
Yeah, right. Well, here's a guy that's truffle-y infused.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. With conditions changing at the top of our map in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain today, then a chance of showers and highs in the mid-60s from Vancouver through Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. As we move down the Willamette Valley, more rain likely and breezy with high temperatures in the mid-60s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with a south wind gusting up to 22 miles per hour. Showers likely across central Oregon this morning and breezy with daytime highs in the low 60s for Prineville and Bend and near 57 in Sun River. A slight chance of showers in Boise, Idaho, then mostly sunny and near 80. Along the Oregon coast, showers in Coos Bay, then mostly sunny and low 60s. A chance of showers, then clearing to mostly sunny in mid to upper 50s for Port Orford and Brookings and near 60 in Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, a slight chance of showers in the Rogue Valley, then sunny and low 70s for Grants Pass and Medford and 68 in Ashland. In Klamath Falls, sunny with a high in the mid-60s. Into northern California with sunny skies from Wairika with a high in the low 70s through Redding and Chico with highs near 86. Over in Fort Bragg, a slight chance of showers, then becoming sunny and near 57. In the Bay Area, sunshine for Santa Rosa and Napa with highs in the mid-70s, sunny in San Francisco and mid to upper 60s, and mostly cloudy in San Jose, then becoming sunny and near 73. Sunny skies today across Central California with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s for Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto, and low 90s from Fresno and Visalia down through Bakersfield. It's a snapshot of your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
All right, a beautiful picture of the valley this morning with the clouds over the top and the sunshine and the sunrise. Really, that's just a gorgeous shot. So there it is. Nice morning out there.
Well, here is some great encouragement with Pastor Jack Graham looking at two incredible promises from Jesus.
But I'm making the point that Jesus is making. He said, now, I'm not going to be here in one place at one time any longer, but I'm going to send you the Holy Spirit, and the Spirit will be in you, and you will be my witnesses to the ends of the earth. I'm not greater than Jesus, and you're not greater than Jesus, but he does his greatest works and his greater works through us. And when we speak, when we witness, when we share God's word, we can expect his anointing. We can expect his power. He is in you, he is for you, he is with you, he is upon you, and he lives through you. That's the first promise. The second promise that he gives is the promise of prayer. Not only the promise of the Holy Spirit, but linked to the promise of the Holy Spirit is the promise of answered prayer, Jesus said, look again in verse 14, if you ask anything in my name, I will do it. If you love me, keep my commandments, that is, obey God. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another helper to be with you forever. Oh, yes, I should mention, Jesus said the Holy Spirit will never leave you. As a Christian, the Spirit of God, the living Spirit of God will be in you forever. But he says, then pray in my name. Ask and I will answer you. It's an incredible promise.
All right, good stuff all the way around. All right, good morning to you. Let's take a look at some of the top stories on this Wednesday morning. And like I said, just about an hour ago, the president has landed in China. Air Force One landing there and taxiing in. Here's the president coming down. Greeted by a bunch of young people waving China and American flags together.
Oh.
Okay, there was a military band, and he was greeted by the vice president, so to speak, of China.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you think those American flags are made in China?
About everything.
Should there be a rule about American flags being made in China?
There should be.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
No, that's...
that got me.
It should.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, the president's been flying for hours. He had to fly from D.C. to Alaska. They refueled and comes over. Anyway, he's on the ground. It was about 8 o'clock, so it's about 9 o'clock there now in the evening. And so he was escorted off.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Elon got off with him. I don't know where all the other ones are.
Okay.
So, you know what's so interesting about this?
Right.
How much had to be done in advance? Now, the Beast was there before he got there.
Right, okay.
So these big military airplanes bring in the Beast and all the other automobiles for the escort.
Yeah.
So the other thing is they will have a group of people 24/7 camped around Air Force One.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if they do refuel in a foreign country, they will filter the fuel.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. They run the.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now, how far is it from Beijing to Alaska? So they may have enough fuel where they came from Alaska to Beijing and then turn around and go back without refueling and then refuel in Alaska. So they may have enough fuel for that.
Can Air Force One go air to air on refueling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's not the new Air Force One yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's on the ground. This is a big deal. The president, I think that, look, as troubling as China is in so many ways to the world and to us, the president wants a fair trade agreement out of this. He wants trade going both ways. I think he's going to need the oil, but we're not going to let your friends over there to have a nuke.
Right, right.
So how he leverages that conversation.
Yes, yeah.
And then I can't help but think that Taiwan's going to be seriously negotiating what that negotiation would be, but it's got to be on the table.
Right, because there's a lot at stake there.
A lot at stake there.
Yes, yeah.
So anyway, the next 2.5 days will be quite full of things. In the meantime, pretty much note everything Iran's putting on the table.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yep.
So back to some domestic things. I don't know if you saw this exchange yesterday, but you know, the left is relentless in accusing people of things. You got to understand the left's tactic is to accuse you of something even though you're not guilty of it.
Yeah.
So you spend time and energy.
Oh, well, and they're not above accusing you of what they're actually doing.
Yeah, well, they're good at that.
We see that all the time.
Yeah, they get an A in that.
Yeah.
So they've been accusing FBI Director Kash Patel of having a drinking problem.
Right. Right.
And so it shows up in the Senate hearing yesterday. Now, what is so interesting about this exchange is Senator Holland, Chris Holland, is the guy putting the squeeze on him.
Right.
And you talk about something backfiring.
Yep.
This is the ultimate backfire. So anyway, here's a little bit of the heated exchange of the FBI director saying he's more than willing to undergo an alcohol screening test.
Oh, gosh.
If you can imagine this.
What have we come to?
What does this have to do with FBI business?
Oh, yeah, because they got nothing on him.
See, so they're trying to accuse him of being...
They're trying to smear him.
They're trying to, trying to get him as a drinking problem.
Yeah.
And he flips the table, and here it is.
It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No,
and
unlike your baseless reports, the only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know,
the only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you. So the only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day is you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you.
The allegations are false.
Filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show
drink during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Mr. Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations and fraudulent statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about. Now here, Director
The only thing I know is you're the one drinking margaritas with felons.
Actually, that's a false statement, and I'm asking you about your statements. And
it's not a report.
Testimony. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to take the test, it's called the audit test, that members of our active duty military determine whether they have a drinking problem?
I'll take any test you're willing to take.
I will take it, Director Patel. I'll take it. You ready to take it?
Let's go.
Yes or no?
Let's go. Side by side.
He got torched.
This is the guy that was literally drinking margaritas.
Oh, I know. I remember the pictures. Yeah.
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 And you kind of go, okay. And he literally ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. on taxpayer dollars.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why does this have anything to do with why the director of the FBI is before Congress should be asking questions about security in cases?
Yeah, right.
You can't really get into cases too much.
No. But they don't have anything on Patel, so they're going to try and smear him. And wow, it takes a little bit of chutzpah to start throwing mud when you're covered in it, huh?
It was just absolutely classic hypocrisy.
Totally, yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Anyway, good morning to you. The president is in China, but while he's in China, he's monitoring things around the world, obviously, and he warns that the Iran ceasefire is on life support and it's falling apart and it could come to an end early. A retired Army officer warns both sides start with a minus 1,000 in trust. In other words, we just don't trust each other, and this thing's going bad, and somebody is going to shoot somebody, and that'll be the end of the ceasefire. And the question is, who will it be? And I can't help but think it'll be Iran firing. It's going to be a big weekend in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I would think so. And we know that the the clock is ticking on this, and it's not the congressional clock. You know, they do the 60-day thing, and you know, does a ceasefire mean the clock stopped? We're talking about the midterms. If he doesn't get this thing wrapped up before the fall, before the midterms, Republicans are going to suffer.
Okay, but I think he's counting on two things.
What?
First of all, the news cycle in America, what's 11 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, our memory is, 8 seconds?
Yeah.
Our attention spans 4 seconds?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So he is going to ride the 250th birthday of the United States and pro-America and patriotism and make America great and first.
Yeah.
He'll ride that right through November.
Okay, yeah.
So between now and July, he's got to get things straightened out.
Oh, boy.
By the way, he will be home because Sunday, he has declared Sunday to be the rededication of America as one nation under God.
National Day of Prayer and Praise.
That's right.
Yes.
So he'll have to be home for that.
Yes.
Okay. So a lot going on. Anyway, those are the top stories there. If you, that was Hypocrisy 101.
I'll take the test right next to you.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's put a piece of apple pie there and 2 forks. How's that?
I'm in. I'm in.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Element, our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Looking for ways to reduce the tax burden on your family and create a lasting legacy? You're invited to the Legacy Luncheon hosted by theDove and U71.5. Join us Tuesday, June 2nd from 12 to 2 at the Dove Studios in Medford for a complimentary lunch and practical workshop. Hear from experts sharing insights to help you make a clear plan with confidence. Enjoy lunch from Sweet Tea Express and Punky's Diner and Pies. Seating is limited. RSVP by May 20th at 541-776-5368.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? All right, so back to some other kind of West Coast news a little bit. You know, they had a debate, a mayoral debate in Los Angeles, and the 3 candidates were there, and it got kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Spencer Pratt, who's the guy that's running as the Republican, really cleaned house on these guys, and the hypocrisy that's going on. And he's now seen as a rising star. And Mayor Bass, I mean, she's an amazing. The point being is that they decided to have another debate. And guess what? Everybody decided not to come. All 3 of them said no.
No kidding.
So let's have a bidet. That's basically what's happening. All 3 pulled out.
Oh man.
So they're not going to debate at each other, and I think they just don't want to go through this again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it was ugly. You know, so they're not going to have it. So anyway, so much county is waking up to the nonsense down there, but you don't know. I mean, there's a reason these people got elected.
Yeah, and that is?
There's a lot of, you know, like-minded people that put them in office.
Right, absolutely.
You know, the question is, are the like-minded fed up with the nonsense?
I don't know. You know, it depends on what kind of information, because a lot of people are limited information voters, and that's why we get things like this.
That and, you know, voter fraud being what it is.
Oh, boy, yeah. Yes.
All right, just a little bit of backyard news. Jackson, Josephine County, guess what?
What?
Fire season officially starts next Friday. Or this Friday.
Oh,
the 15th.
Okay.
Is this Friday the 15th? Okay.
What's
Yeah.
the date today? Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Starts Friday.
Yeah.
So guess what? No burning.
We're done burning.
You're
yeah,
done.
man.
And all you got to do is walk outside, and what was green is now turning to golden brown, you know?
Yeah, it is.
It's happening pretty fast
Yes, it
with
is.
the warm weather.
Yep.
So the official fire season will start on Friday for us right here in our own backyard. And they're already talking about water issues and things like that. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. The lakes are full, but the tributaries to the lake are low.
Yeah, yeah. And we certainly don't have a snowpack.
No.
Yeah, it's gone.
So anyway, those are the backyard stories. Let's take a look at the satellite image and what's going on. And according to Jerry,
it's looking pretty nice out there. It's kind of warm this morning and overnight, and today we're only going to get up to about 70 degrees under sunny skies.
70?
Yeah, 70.
That's it?
Yep, and then into the mid-70s by tomorrow. But the rest of the week, cool, low 70s and even into the low 60s by the weekend, and mid-60s by Sunday. So clear and, you know, kind of seasonable. Not bad out there. Well, this is interesting. Newsmax's Wake Up America spoke with our friend Judge Andrew Napolitano. We don't see him a lot. Yeah.
He's been a while.
Yeah, and they're talking about the Utah judge in the Charlie Kirk assassination case allowing a camera in the courtroom. Let's listen.
Well, judges have discretion as to whether or not they can't exclude the press, but whether or not they want live cameras there. The way it's done is just one pool camera. It's very quiet. It doesn't move. It doesn't even have an operator. It automatically, we've seen these cameras, we have them here. It automatically follows people as they move in the courtroom. After a while, people in the courtroom don't even realize that the camera is broadcasting what they're saying and what they're doing. The objection here is because of a very unique procedure that Utah follows. In most states, when the government has a criminal case, it takes that evidence and presents it to a grand jury in secret. Same thing in the federal system. And the grand jury decides, is there enough evidence here to indict? They almost always do what the government wants them to do. Every once in a while, they say no. Utah, this presentation is made in public before the trial judge. It's a mini trial. So defense says, wait a minute, you're going to lay out all the evidence on television against our client before the case is tried? How are we going to find 12 jurors that are neutral? Judge says, we'll find them. Defense says, you're going to find idiots if they don't know what this evidence is. No, we'll find people.
Can that be so? I mean, I think there's a reason why they go in private. Obviously, they don't want to taint the jury pool. You've served on jury, haven't you?
no.
Oh.
I mean, and I was showing the door.
What was I thinking? Armed. Oh, no wonder I served.
I went in with my Bible and teddy bear, and they just said, well, we'll call you later. That's a joke. No, really. I have been called on numerous occasions to go and serve, but they immediately know who I am and
of course
disqualify you. But I'd like to serve. I really would.
Okay. Well, that's convenient, though.
I think it'd be cool to serve on a grand jury, too.
Oh, yeah. Except that's a longer term, though. I mean, that you serve for a while, don't you?
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
How the courts are set up in your county, but anyway, no, I haven't served.
Yeah. Well, I did, and then we got dismissed 3 days into this trial. These brothers that were going up, 3 strikes you're out.
Yeah.
And they attacked the judge. They actually attacked the court stenographer, and they held a blade to her neck. And then the judge dove. The judge, I don't know. You know what? It was emotion. They didn't know if he had. And then the judge dove off of the bench and started fighting with one of the defendants while the other defendant ran out the door and started heading down the hallway. They maced him out in the hallway. They had this big altercation. And we're the jury. We're going, what's going on here? This is like a court TV drama. And so then they escorted us out and everything, and then they got everything under control, and they brought us back in and said the judge had to recuse himself from it because he got into a physical altercation. And then with the judge goes the jury. So we were out, but boy, did I have great stories to tell for months afterwards.
Well, look, I think it's one of our civic responsibilities. If you get called, you should go.
Yes.
Because it's a judicial system unlike any in the world, and when you are being judged by your peers. But jury tampering and jury baiting is serious business, and you've got to figure out a way to have a neutral jury as much as you can.
Right.
So according to Nepal, the jury is going to be prepared for this case. Can you get people that are intelligent enough to know what the evidence is? Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the problem with cameras in courtroom these days, a jury in today's world.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, you take your phones away from them. What do you do? They can't go home. What are you going to do with this?
You can't turn the TV on.
You can't turn the TV on.
Right?
Really? Are you telling me that they're totally black? Anyway, I think that I think we ought to take cameras out of the courtrooms. And I think we ought to take cameras out of Congress.
Yes, I agree with you, 100%.
Get these cameras off Congress.
Yes.
Then all this showbiz.
Glenn, he said it himself, showbiz would enter if cameras entered into the halls of Congress. And he was right.
It has happened.
Yep.
All right, well, listen, so back to Kash Patel, the FBI director. They're accusing him of being an alcoholic and wanting to take an alcohol test, and then Judge Holland to take an alcohol test.
Yes.
Is there a similar test for people who are hooked on coffee?
I hope not. What, pray tell, are you getting at?
Well, I mean, addictions be what they are.
Oh, golly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't caffeine addiction? Doug, help me out here, buddy.
It could very well be. Doug's going, yep.
Okay. So let's move over to apple pies. Is there a test that you could take to see if you're addicted to apple pie?
Yeah, a la mode.
I just failed the test. We'll be right back.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Another attempt on President Trump's life over the weekend. I think they hate this man so much that at any cost, at any excuse, any way, they want him gone. I think the real reason here is that he's taken 60 years of the slow evolution of the democratic stronghold in America with corruption and fraud and the advancement of socialism and turned it upside down.
Wake up to information. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays. The Dove TV is pleased to announce we're now seen in the San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose area via a new full-power TV station, KEDB, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for San Francisco, Oakland, and the San Jose area on new full-power KEDB TV.
Okay. How y'all doing out there? Okay. Well, listen, we are in a campaign season. A week from Well, a week from yesterday to interview several candidates. And this is Representative Warner Redsky. Now, he has an interesting district. The reason I'm bringing this up, and I talked to him a little bit, and I thought I'd air the exchange because this representative in our state legislature. Okay. He's a Republican from a very rural area. It goes from Bend all the way down to Klamath Falls. And takes in a bunch of farmers. I think his largest town has like, maybe 800 people in it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Where most metropolitan areas have thousands of people.
It'd be easy to do town halls there, huh?
Well, you do, but anyway, he's an interesting guy. He served a lot. But I did ask him some key questions relative to taxes, because this administration in our state, Governor Kotek, wants to raise taxes substantially. And then education. We're high in taxes and low in education. So here's a little bit of our exchange with Representative Warner Redsky. One of the big messes that came out of this last session was what's now on the ballot as Measure 120.
Yes.
And how do you fix a $350 million shortfall in ODOT and end up with a $4.3 billion tax bill? It's kind of a mystery.
Right. It was worse. It was a $15 billion tax bill in 2025. So you still had that hundreds of millions of dollars, quote, shortfall. And I argue there wasn't a shortfall. They have the money. ODOT does. They just misappropriate it. They misspend it. So when you're spending tens of millions of dollars on DEI, when you're spending tens of millions of dollars on climate change inside of ODOT, and yet say we don't have enough money to plow the roads or to fix potholes, I'm saying time out. That's not correct. You do have the money. You're just misspending it.
It looks like it's going down in defeat. What does that say?
I think it says that Oregonians have had it up to here with taxes. And I've been trying to preach that message for a long time, because I think that taxes were one of the heaviest tax states in the union. Matter of fact, if you live in the Portland metro area and you're in the highest income bracket, you're the second highest taxed district in the United States. Only New York City is higher. So I think Oregonians, since I've been in the legislature since 2017, we've passed all sorts of taxes and all sorts of regulatory requirements on businesses. And that's been their secret. I would say my opponents on the other side of the aisle is they pass taxes on businesses so people say, oh, well, I didn't get taxed. I'm okay. But we all know that businesses don't pay taxes. They pass that along to consumers. We end up paying it. So whether you penalize a utility for not being green enough, whether you make, you put, I'll just say one thing. So like in 2017, the transportation package was passed, and it includes something called the Clean Fuels Program. Clean Fuels Program was supposed to make our gasoline cleaner, right? Less carbon emission. Well, there's only so much you can do, so then you get penalized if you don't produce that much. And initially in 2017, it was 0.023 cents a gallon. Today, it's 26 cents a gallon. You're paying 26 cents a gallon today for a clean fuels program that has no proof that it's changing the climate.
Okay. In the meantime, we learned over the weekend that a candidate by the name of Pencil is running. He's walking the streets of Portland, 6 foot, dressed as a pencil. And the point being is, pardon the pun, the point of the thing is, our education system is failing. We have fourth graders ranked the lowest in reading in the United States, and the rest of our education is not performing well. What's your take on that, and what can we do about that?
Right. So the Electronics and Xerox, and I had friends that went to Intel because Intel was expanding. They were doing more things. They weren't just going to be a microprocessor company. They were going to be a microprocessor, and they were going to build servers because those servers use their microprocessors, and they were going to get into other services, server division. And you know, he said every quarter we kept losing money, and every quarter my boss kept asking for more money because it was a money problem. We need to fix this problem. We're not making in the market because we don't have enough money. Eventually, Intel said, enough. We're going to go back to the microprocessor business. We're losing money. The reason I tell that story is because I think with education, the answer's always been, we need more money. We need more money. We're spending more money today than we've ever spent on public education, and it's the worst it's ever been. So at some point, you got to say, this is not a money problem. This is a leadership problem. This is a priorities problem. When you think that your job of education is to create advocates instead of inform students so that they can navigate the world, then you're going to have problems.
At what point does PERS take us out?
That's a good question. I mean, PERS is, if you look at the curve on that, there's Tier 1, Tier 2, and you call it Tier 3. And Tier 3 started in 2013 and forward, which I'm part of. And basically, it's a 401k. You put money in, and it grows for you. But the other ones were guaranteed returns, right? So you're going to get 8.5% or whatever on whether the market goes up or down. And so that's the problem, is if you have an 8.5% return guaranteed on the money and the market drops by 10%, now you got an 18%, you got to catch up somewhere along the way, and you get a couple years like that and you're in real trouble. So, but the people in that are there are no more. There are very few that are being added to the rolls in that case, right. And eventually you're going to get through it, so you get to only folks that are been hired after 2013 and get there. But yeah, if everybody retired at the same time right now that was Tier 1 or Tier 2, we're going to be in a world of hurt.
What can we do to save businesses? If we lose a Columbia, we lose a Nike, we lose a Lithium Motors, we're in trouble. And we're not friendly. We're regulating and taxing them out of town. What do we do, Coach?
I think you said the two magic words, taxes and regulation. And we have to signal to not only just the rest of the U.S., but to the world that we're business friendly. And the way be business friendly is you provide tax rates that are reasonable. You provide regulations that are reasonable. We're over the top on both of those. And I think in 2027, if Democrats continue to control the legislature and the governor's office, you're going to see them scramble for more money, because Intel isn't leaving Oregon per se, but they're not expanding here. They're expanding in Ohio. They're expanding in Arizona. Nike isn't leaving here per se, but they're expanding elsewhere. And we're losing out. Eventually, it's just kind of a slow leaving process, and you can't have that. If you look at the overall budget, I think it's $138.9 billion. 47% of it in Oregon is spent on human services. For almost half of our budget is spent on human services. So when you have flight of capital, which we see, when you have flight of the wealthy, which we see, and your population is stagnant and your human services budget keeps growing and growing and growing, you see who's coming in.
Okay, so good stuff. I think what this little interview shows what's going on here in Oregon. 46% of our budget is social services. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying they're not needed, but it seems like that's the driver in so many ways. And we have education that's in the ditch. It's not working. Yeah. We have a tax bill on the. I think this is the largest tax bill ever in the state of the history of Oregon on the ballot for people to approve.
Yeah. Wow, imagine that.
The Oregon governor went from fixing a problem of $350 million with a $4.3 billion tax bill. Okay. Mm-hmm. By the way, and as he mentioned, he's the third person that's mentioned this. It was preceded in that special session with a proposal of $15 billion in tax increases.
That's crazy.
And they whittled it down to $4.3 billion to fix a $350 million problem that really wasn't a problem. And so you want this to continue? Well, it goes back to one thing. Are you going to vote?
Already did.
Okay. I did too, several times. Just kidding. All right. Here's a guy that puts
Cast from Grange Co-op. With conditions changing at the top of our map in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain today, then a chance of showers and highs in the mid-60s from Vancouver through Portland, Wilsonville, and the Willamette Valley. More rain likely and breezy with high temperatures in the mid-60s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with a south wind gusting up to 22 miles per hour. Showers likely across central Oregon this morning and breezy with daytime highs in the low 60s for Prineville and Bend and near 57 in Sun River. A slight chance of showers in Boise, Idaho, then mostly sunny and near 80. Along the Oregon coast, showers in Coos Bay, then mostly sunny in low 60s. A chance of showers, then clearing to mostly sunny in mid to upper 50s for Port Orford and Brookings, and near 60 in Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, a slight chance of showers in the Rogue Valley, then sunny in low 70s for Grants Pass and Medford, and 68 in Ashland. In Klamath Falls, sunny with a high in the mid-60s. Into Northern California with sunny skies from Wairika with a high in the low 70s through Redding and Chico with highs near 86. Over in Fort Bragg, a slight chance of showers, then becoming sunny and near 57. In the Bay Area, sunshine for Santa Rosa and Napa with highs in the mid-70s, sunny in San Francisco in mid to upper 60s, and mostly cloudy in San Jose, then becoming sunny and near 73. Sunny skies today across Central California with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s for Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto, and low 90s from Fresno and Visalia down through Bakersfield. It's a snapshot of your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
Time to look back today at a product that has a very distinctive sound and purpose.
Oh.
And came on the scene on this day in history.
On May 13, 1958, the trademark for Velcro was officially registered, introducing the world to one of the simplest and most useful inventions ever created. Swiss engineer George de Mestral came up with the idea after noticing burrs sticking to his dog's fur during a hike. Under a microscope, he discovered tiny hooks that clung to the loops in fabric, inspiring the design of what we now know as Velcro. At first, people laughed at the idea, but eventually, Velcro became a game changer, used in everything from shoes and jackets to hospitals, airplanes, and even NASA space missions. Today, that simple hook and loop fastener helps millions of people every day, proving that sometimes the best inventions come from life's little annoyances and a very furry dog walk.
Really? My right leg from the knee down is surrounded in Velcro.
I go, no, so you got some there.
Yeah.
It really is great stuff.
It is. It really is. And boy, has it been used in so many different applications.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm just trying to avoid getting shoes with Velcro on them yet. That means you can't reach down to tie very well. You know what's even better than Velcro shoes now? You know, have you seen the new slip-ons?
Oh, yeah.
Everything is a slip-on. Skechers making them. A whole bunch of people are making them.
Well, those are really actually kind of nice.
Yeah, they are.
But
Velcro.
Okay.
Yeah, modern device.
Well, if you need Velcro to tie your shoes and you need Velcro on your shirt, you reached a whole new level of care.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. Hang in there, Pam.
Yeah, please.
All right. Charles Spurgeon, perhaps known as one of the great, if not the greatest preacher ever back in his day, but he wrote a book called Faith, plural, checkbook. Okay, and here's a little bit from that.
Whoever keeps the fig tree shall eat the fruit of it. So he that waits on his master shall be honored. Proverbs 27, verse 18. He who tends the fig tree has figs for his pains, and he who waits on a good master has honor as his reward. Truly the Lord Jesus is the very best of masters, and it is an honor to be allowed to do the least act for his sake. To serve some lords is to watch over a crab tree and eat the crabs as one's wages. But to serve my Lord Jesus is to keep a fig tree of the sweetest figs. His service is in itself delight, continuance in it is promotion, success in it is blessedness below, and the reward for it is glory above. Our greatest honors will be gathered in that season when the figs will be ripe, even in the next world. Angels who are now our servitors will bear us home when our day's work is done. Heaven, where Jesus is, will be our honorable mansion, eternal bliss our honorable portion, and the Lord himself our honorable companion. Who can imagine the full meaning of this promise? He that waits on his master shall be honored. Lord, help me to wait upon my master. Let me leave all idea of honor to the hour when you yourself shall honor me. May your Holy Spirit make me a lowly and patient worker and waiter.
Amen. Wow.
Patience.
Yeah.
You have it?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
My strong defender, the Son of God. I trust in Jesus, blessed Redeemer.
Over time, every wall tells a story, but sometimes those stories need a fresh start. At Chris Silva Painting, we specialize in transforming indoor spaces, whether it's your family home or your business workspace. With premium paints, flexible scheduling, and expert attention to detail, we make the process simple and stress-free so you can focus on what matters most, living and working in a space you love. From bold new colors to subtle tones of sophistication, let Chris Silva Painting bring your vision to life, one wall at a time. Chris and his crew are courteous, they're efficient, organized, timely, and clean. Chris Silva Painting also offers military discounts. At Chris Silva Painting, our mission statement is to bring Christ's heart and principles to our customers and our job sites. We do that with honesty, integrity, and hard work. We don't cut corners, we paint them. CCB number 176097. Chris Silva Painting, 541-890-3960. 541-890-3960.
This week on The John Ankerberg Show, we'll talk about the brave people that are bringing the gospel of Jesus Christ to their people using audio Bibles.
God is working through these audio Bibles. People hear the Word of God, and God, the Holy Spirit, uses that Word to pierce their heart. I am impressed with how powerful the Word of God is.
Join me for The John Ankerberg Show right here on the Dove TV. It'll be encouraging and informative.
Jerry's Historical Archives. U.S. history. Great moments in time. Record breakers. Our music through the years. Relive the past and learn something new. Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
All right, welcome back. 7 minutes before the hour. You know, have you ever visited the Ronald Reagan Ranch down in Southern Cal?
No, I have not.
Okay, down in the Santa Barbara Hills.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's run by a Christian youth organization now.
Oh.
We have a little bit of a two-part series of the ranch and the little old White House. So here's part one.
It's become a scene all too familiar to Americans. Young people protesting and rioting in support of radical left-wing ideologies. But high up in the majestic hills above Santa Barbara, California, something different is happening. Each year they come by the hundreds from across America to the small adobe home of America's 40th president, Ronald Reagan, to learn about the man, themselves, and America. Andrew Coffin is the director of the Reagan Ranch. He's been on the staff of the Young America's Foundation for nearly 30 years.
This is such an amazing piece of history about it, is its simplicity. Talk to us about this house.
Yeah, this was him. This is an 1,800 square foot adobe home built in 1872. The room we're standing in now was a screened-in porch when he bought the property. With that addition, it's still only 1,800 square feet. There's no central heat, no air conditioning, just two fireplaces provide the primary heat for the home. I mean, it's all humble. You don't find anything ostentatious. You don't find anything designed to impress. There's no pictures of him with Hollywood days. It's just Western art, things they collected and enjoyed through the years.
Talk to us about this.
So, yeah, one of the few symbols of the presidency you find in the home is the seal that hangs on the fireplace. But if you look closely, that is made of finishing nails. It was done by a shop teacher in Northern California who admired Ronald Reagan, found a way to get him that gift. Otherwise, when you walk through, you'd barely know that a president lived here.
Now, this was the main living room in the home, and I see an old tube television. You can only...
An old Zenith.
And you think about what the Reagans would have watched.
They enjoyed Jeopardy and Murder, She Wrote.
What's so special about this bed?
So you walk in and you first thought maybe, oh, this is a king bed. Well, it's not a king bed. When they bought the ranch, there were 2 twin bed frames here in the home. They simply pushed them together. As you can see, the president used plastic zip ties to keep the headboard from coming apart.
You're here, you're advancing this legacy, you're keeping it alive. But now it's almost like you're protecting too, because this was such a special place for Michael Reagan.
There's no question about that, and I'm glad you noticed his picture there. Michael was such a wonderfully important part of this project. He came alongside Young America's Foundation almost as soon as we saved the ranch. He spoke to almost every high school conference.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Welcome to Fish Lake Resort, where adventure is everywhere, and everyone is your friend. The fishing is great, and the food is tasty. The RV sites are full hookup, and the cabins are cozy. It's always a good time at Fish Lake Resort, and the best part is, you can come visit any day of the year because we are open all year, 7 days a week. Visit fishlakeresort.net today to learn more and plan your visit.
The threat of wildfire poses a growing risk to Oregonians. You can prepare now by taking 3 important steps. Create a home inventory, make copies of important financial records, and contact your insurance company to make sure you have the right amounts and types of home insurance coverage. Be wildfire ready by being insurance ready. Visit dfr.oregon.gov/prepare now to learn how.
Sometimes we're the hardest on ourselves. We replay our mistakes, carry guilt, expect perfection. But God's grace isn't like that, and He's extending an invitation to you today to receive that grace. His mercies are new every morning, and that includes for you too. So, get rid of that inner critic and just feel God's grace. He's renewing your love and letting you shine through it.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Something has happened to our country here where we're glorifying assassinations and killings and killing babies, and we're glorifying taking God's creation and turning it upside down and throwing it on its head where a boy can become a girl and a girl become a boy. I mean, the whole thing. At what point are you going to wake up and realize that we are fighting something that's spiritual?
News with a little bit of common sense. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays 6 to 8 a.m. Hunters, where the true target is the truth of the gospel. Watch Twin Factor Wednesdays and weekends on the Dove TV, encouraging and informative. Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove, encouraging and informative, helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. This is where Jerry Belden gets his kicks.
Yep.
And he puts hot sauce in his water bottle.
Gotta get up early.
There you go.
Come and get your kicks here.
Anyway, good morning to you. And the president is on the ground in Beijing. He landed about 2 hours ago. Quite the ceremony there. We'll have a little bit of that for you coming up. And then he's whisked off to his hotel room because it is like, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night there.
Yeah, where do they stay when they're in a place? Do they stay in a commercial hotel? Do they stay in a U.S. diplomatic resident? How does this work?
Well, that's a good question. That's all obviously prearranged way in advance. I would imagine he's in the best of the best that Beijing has to offer.
There's probably no Trump Tower in Beijing, is there?
I don't think
Not
there
yet.
is. Not yet. I don't know if they artificially put a T on it while he's there.
Oh, gosh.
And downstairs in the lobbies, there's a McDonald's.
Well, that would be convenient. We know he's a fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, we'll have that for you. Good morning to you. A lot going on in the news, as you can hear. And weather, well, I had about 10 drops when I came in this morning. That's all gone away now. Sunshine out there.
That's all you're going to get.
All right. What's up? What do you got?
First of all, it is Children of Fallen Patriots Day, honoring the children who have lost parents in military conflict, and we do honor you on this day. National Third Shift Workers Day, recognizing the workers who face the night to keep businesses running, hospitals staffed, and streets safe. And boy, our hats off to you. That's a tough schedule. Oh my goodness. You know, we know of circadian clocks. How do you reset a circadian clock? That's your natural clock inside your body.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and we all have natural cycles. You know, take cheers. There ain't any they make to the companies where they work, and it is true. It's our first point of contact, and we oftentimes remember, you know, that point of contact when we go into a business. I'll never forget the very first time I walked into theDove, and I was in contact with Sue Schneider. I'll never forget. It was a wonderful experience. It really was. And it never changed.
Well, there you go.
And it never changed. I miss her.
Today you get Renee.
Yeah, well, Renee is fabulous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if she stands up, you won't see her behind the counter.
You know what? You know how sweet Renee is to me? She knows that I used to, before I did morning show and such schedules, I would get up early in the morning during salmon season and I would go fishing.
Yeah.
I can't do that much anymore.
Yeah.
So she's got friends who do. But she brings me their salmon.
Wait a minute. Time out.
Yes.
Recently?
Well, what's recent?
I guess we have an
What's the
opening
definition of it?
I think we have an opening for a receptionist.
No, I love Renee. No, don't do that. It is also National Frog Jumping Day. And of course, the current frog jumping record set in 1986 by Rosie the Riveter, jumping 21 feet, 5 3/4 inches. And you've covered this event?
Down in
Calaveras?
Calaveras.
Yes, and you flew a plane to it?
I took a camera crew when I was flying for KCRA Radio and TV.
Okay.
We took the little Cardinal down there and we landed and we went across to where the frog jumping contest was. I mean, it's a hoot of a thing to witness. And people everywhere with their frogs.
Yeah, people everywhere with their frogs, yes.
And names.
Yeah.
And cute little boxes that they kept them in, or cages, you know, they decorated them and everything else like that. And they were decorated and they talk to them and they do all this stuff. And anyway, yeah, but it's the partying that goes on by the frog owners.
I was going to ask about that. Did you see anybody there that were just questioning each other on that little Senate panel about with Kash Patel?
Most of those people probably would have failed that test. Yes. And but we were there, you know. Actually, we went down there a couple of times because you have elimination.
Oh, sure, right.
You know, and you get down, but it's a cult. They talk to it, they kiss it, they they hold it, they caress it, you know, and then they tickle it, or they beat the ground, or they do something like that. And you can also tell the frog that was drinking. Because when it took off, it went sideways. It didn't go straight.
I have actually seen that. I've seen footage of that.
And the poor owner sits there and goes, you know.
And they're still doing this, I assume.
I would imagine. I haven't heard lately, but it is Calaveras frog jumping is like world renowned.
Well, it's Frog Jumping Day, so jump in there. It's also National Fruit Cocktail Day, and I think when I think of fruit cocktail, I think of my school lunchroom. You know, fruit cocktails seem to be one of the choices that they use there quite a bit. But, you know, that brings to mind the canned fruit cocktail. You know, how about fresh fruit cocktail?
Oh, that's the only way to go.
Oh, man.
With a little whipped cream on it.
Oh, okay.
Or yogurt.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of whipped cream, how about the last thing to eat, National Apple Pie Day? A holiday food's not only delicious, one of the oldest traditional foods everyone serves, at every holiday. First apple pie recipe was printed in England in 1381, and the list of ingredients included good apples, good spices, figs, raisins, pears, saffron, and coffin, which is a type of pastry crust. What's good apples? Does that mean, how do you define a good apple?
A good apple?
Yeah.
Organic?
Okay. 1381.
They would have been organic.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But, boy, that's good. Hot apple pie, a la mode.
So what's the deal with cheddar cheese with it?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's got, you know, the cheddar cheese, I think, kind of does a similar thing that the ice cream or whipped cream does. It kind of puts that little layer of fat coating in your mouth with the apple.
Is that it?
It's just, there's that texture thing that goes on. And you know what? The flavor, you know, even a sharp cheddar cheese is pretty good with apple pie.
Well, okay, so you take cheddar cheese and a slice of apple's good. I get that. But, you know, anyway, do you like your apples to be tart or sweet? Mm-hmm. See, I like the tart ones over the sweet ones.
I like them both. Yeah, I really do.
Anyway, no, it's just an all-American thing. Apple pie, baseball, and what's the other one? Hot dogs.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, when you were a kid, did you run around picking apples from neighbors' trees?
No, pomegranates.
Pomegranates?
We stole them.
No. Did you really?
Yeah, and we got caught.
Oh, confession is good for your soul.
Well, we weren't confessing until we got caught. And the problem is we had them in a bag, and we got caught.
Oh, my good. I love it. Oh.
We stole pomegranates and, what was the other? Watermelons.
And watermelon, see, these, oh, man, you're living good.
Well, it really, I can laugh on it now, but at the time it was quite serious. We'd sneak off, and we had an irrigation ditch, and we floated down the ditch, snuck over the ditch, stole the watermelon, threw it in the ditch because it floated. And then pushed it back up to our place. And the neighbor's sitting there watching the whole thing.
No way.
Yeah, so he waited till we had it cracked open, sitting there on the lawn. And he comes over and grabs my mom and dad, and that was the end of that.
Oh, my goodness. You heard it here first.
Yeah. So there's a repentive side of it.
Yes, there is.
And the pomegranate thing, that's a whole nother can of worms. That one was really dangerous, but we lived through it.
Oh, my, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
All right, and that's all I got.
Okay, well, here's a guy that's never stole anything. He just was born with a halo over his head.
Range Co-op. With conditions changing at the top of our map in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain today, then a chance of showers and highs in the mid-60s from Vancouver through Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. As we move down the Willamette Valley, more rain likely and breezy with high temperatures in the mid-60s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with a south wind gusting up to 22 miles per hour. Showers likely across central Oregon this morning and breezy with daytime highs in the low 60s for Prineville and Bend and near 57 in Sun River. A slight chance of showers in Boise, Idaho, then mostly sunny and near 80. Along the Oregon coast, showers in Coos Bay, then mostly sunny and low 60s. A chance of showers, then clearing to mostly sunny in mid to upper 50s for Port Orford and Brookings and near 60 in Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, a slight chance of showers in the Rogue Valley, then sunny and low 70s for Grants Pass and Medford and 68 in Ashland. In Klamath Falls, sunny with a high in the mid-60s. Into northern California with sunny skies from Wairika with a high in the low 70s through Redding and Chico with highs near 86. Over in Fort Bragg, a slight chance of showers, then becoming sunny and near 57. In the Bay Area, sunshine for Santa Rosa and Napa with highs in the mid-70s, sunny in San Francisco and mid to upper 60s, and mostly cloudy in San Jose, then becoming sunny and near 73. Sunny skies today across central California with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s for Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto, and low 90s from Fresno and Visalia down through Bakersfield. It's a snapshot of your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, look at that.
Pretty. Clouds and sunshine. And
oh, my goodness.
So I just got a text from Bud.
From Bud. Hey, Bud.
He was with me when we stole the pomegranates.
Yes.
And the first thing he says, black doctor's bag.
Black doctor. I love it.
So that, and actually, we had this old black doctor's bag, and we put him in this black... We stole the pomegranates off this tree. I don't know. Bud will know. He'll text me here in a minute.
Oh.
I forget how old we were, but anyway, we stole pomegranates. You know, I will say this, and I say this tongue-in-cheek now.
Okay,
but,
all right.
Stolen watermelon just has its own flavor, and a stolen pomegranate is just as sweet as they can be. You know, if you have to buy it in the store, it's not as good. They're not as good.
Until you get caught.
Until you get caught.
Yes. All right. Whew, I love it. Well, here's Pastor Jack Graham. He's encouraging us with the knowledge of what the Holy Spirit does in us all the time.
Sometimes we say, welcome to the house of God. Well, this is a church house, but this is the house of God. Amen. You are a sanctuary for the Holy Spirit of Christ who lives in you. 1 Corinthians 6:19, or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own. He goes on to say, you've been bought with a price, the precious blood of Jesus. And so we are inhabited by God's Spirit. And yes, He is the Holy Spirit. And one of the purposes, priorities of the Holy Spirit in our lives is to make us holy by making us more and more like Jesus. It's the process that theologians call sanctification, that we are made more and more holy as Christ becomes more and more powerful and ever present in our lives. If there's one thing you can't afford to miss, is the power and the presence of the Holy Spirit. So He is in you, He is for you. The Holy Spirit is your advocate before the Father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Colossians talks about that. Christ in you. Christ in you, the hope of glory. So that's good. So sanctification. So I have been sanctified away from stealing pomegranates and watermelon.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, so you kind of grow out of those things.
I like it.
All right, good stuff. All right, 13 minutes past the hour. Let's take a look at some of the top stories. Of course, the big story is about 2 hours ago, the president did land in Beijing. He's there for a state visit. Apparently, China's going to pull out all the stops, and they did. As Air Force One taxied up, they had quite a few young people there waving Chinese and American flags. They had the military band and the military escorts, and then the vice president of China greeted him, and the first lady's with him. A lot of, as you know, dignitaries are on Air Force One with him. His family is with him, and he's bringing with him quite the list of dignitaries and CEOs. So a lot on the agenda, from primarily trade. I think it's going to be one of the big issues. I'm sure Iran will pop up, and then, of course, Taiwan will be a part of it.
Oh, no doubt, yeah. That's a
so how far this goes, you know that Xi is up for re-election in 4 years.
They don't have elections in China. Well, it's the only guy on the ballot. I take it back.
Okay, well, okay, so the question is he weighing, though? Because there's the problem with all of this is the average Chinese citizen, they could have a food shortage, and their economy's in the tank.
Well, the opposition has a couple problems. He's the only candidate.
Yeah.
And the people who count the votes work for him.
Yeah.
A little problem.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop a mutiny.
Well, that's true, and we've seen that before, haven't we? Yes, we have.
Okay. Well, back home, things got a little testy on Capitol Hill yesterday in a Senate hearing, as Kash Patel, FBI director, was before the hearing, the Senate hearing there to obviously talk about what's going on with the FBI, but he was personally brought up on accusations of having a drinking problem. Now, this has been in the news for about a couple of weeks now, that Kash Patel has a drinking problem. So the question is this the typical Democratic
smear campaign?
Smear campaign.
Yes, it is.
That they do. They just throw these accations out there, and you have to spend a lot of time and money defending yourself. So it came up in a hearing, but by all people that bring it up is Senator Chris Holland, who, he's the guy that is drinking margaritas with the guy that murdered people.
Right.
I mean, this is just crazy. So anyway, the exchange got a little heated. about Senator Holland accusing Kash Patel, the FBI director, of having an alcohol problem. And here it is, right in the heat of that discussion.
It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No,
and
unlike
I
your
will
baseless
say,
reports,
Director
the only person
Patel,
that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know, the
only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you. So the only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day is you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you.
The allegations are false.
Filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show
drink during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Mr. Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations and fraudulent statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about. Now here, Director
The only thing
Patel,
I know is you're the one drinking margaritas with felons.
Actually, that's a false statement, and I'm asking you about your statements.
I've answered that.
And I'm asking you about a particular report. And
it's not a report.
Testimony. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to take the test, that it's called the audit test, that members of our active duty military and others take to determine whether they have a drinking problem?
I'll take any test you're willing to take.
I will take it, Director Patel. I'll take it. You ready to take it?
Let's go.
Yes or no?
Let's go. Side by side.
Oh, golly.
Well, it's just... This is what we pay these people, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
This is unreal.
He's got nothing else on Kash Patel, so they've got to go with the smear.
Well, and Holland's own staff complained of him running up a bar tab of $7,000 on taxpayer money.
Yeah.
I mean, of all people to attack him,
right? And
that's got this in his closet.
And do you think you're right? And do you think the FBI director doesn't know about it? Are you kidding me?
I would imagine the FBI director can find out about anything and anybody at any time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. That was just over the top. Over the top. Okay. In the meantime, the president has said that the ceasefire is on life support. Things in Iran are really touchy. The question is, will the ceasefire be broken? Retired Army officer is saying basically both sides are starting this ceasefire with a minus 1,000 in trust on each side. Iran has already fired at a couple ships in the Straits. Of course, the United States fired back. They're saying that was not a break or a breach of the ceasefire. That was defense. So it's not going anywhere. There's nothing on the table that the president likes. The president has said publicly, we will get the enriched uranium. So something is brewing. Israel is on high alert. Israel is ready to go. They are locked and loaded and ready to go. So in the meantime, the president's in China for a day and a half. He will fly home to be home for Sunday, which is a big day in America, the rededication of America, one nation under God. And in the meantime, you got all this nonsense going on in Iran.
What a challenge for the president in both spheres, with China and with Iran, because he has to now basically correct policy from past administrations that A, let China rip us off, so he's got to fix that, and B, not only gave Iran pallets of cash, but allowed them to continue enriching uranium and funding proxies in their war against the West. I mean, he's the one that's got to fix it.
It's just amazing. We've watched Venezuela, Cuba. We got Iran, and the president, as we speak, is sitting down with Xi in China. We've never, and most of this is over items that would have to be put primarily in the business category.
Yes.
Oil is business.
Right, absolutely.
Okay? Trade is business. Chips in Taiwan is business.
Yes.
And the list goes on and on and on. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
All right, those are the top stories on this Wednesday morning as we are looking for apple pie.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we'll be right back.
All right.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary, sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare, where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living. Your home.
Once again, our very own Dove TV was recognized for excellence by the National Religious Broadcasters with the prestigious Station of the Year Award for 2026.
And this year's recipient of TV Station of the Year Award is Dove TV.
This makes 9 times the Dove has been honored by our peers with this celebrated national award. We're grateful, and another reason to stay encouraged and informed by watching and supporting the Dove TV.
Hi, good morning to you. Happy Wednesday, 23 minutes past the hour on this apple pie Wednesday. Apple pie.
Yeah.
You know what? It's, you know how you say something like apple pie and it gets in your head. Now, what do you do with it?
Yeah, you got to go get some.
Well, I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
Just like apple pie.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, listen, a couple of weeks ago, they had a mayoral debate in Los Angeles with the 3 leading candidates. Of course, Karen Bass, the current mayor, is under unbelievable scrutiny.
Oh, yeah.
Nathaya Raymond, she's a candidate, and then comes Spencer Pratt, who's the Republican on the other side. And they had a debate, and he pretty much cleaned house on what they were doing. And he's seen now as someone as a rising star. Now, he is a television host of a talk show or of a game show or something in L.A. And he lived in Pacific Palisades and lost his house in the fire.
Okay.
And he's running because of the baloney that's going on down there and trying to fix the problem.
Right.
So anyway, he's doing very, very well. So they decided, well, let's have another debate. Then they got to thinking about it. No, they all canceled. They all decided not to show up. So the debate organizers were sitting there with everything ready to go and no candidates. All 3 of them backed out. What do you do with that mess?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The other story is in our own backyard, Jackson and Josephine County. Guess what? The official 2026 fire season starts this Friday at midnight.
Okay.
So we are already in alert. Moving probably to high alert.
Yeah, I think so.
Be ready for that. All right, let's take a look at Wall Street on this Wednesday morning. Thank you, Preston. Preston has SmartLawn. And because of him being on the Dove, a lot of people are converting.
All right.
Lawnmower sales in Southern Oregon
are going down. Yeah.
Anyway, the Dow is down 201. The Nas is up almost 17 points, and the S&P is down 7. So kind of a mixed bag there this morning. Gold is at 46.82. Silver's back up to 87. Crude oil about where it was yesterday, 107. So maybe down to 10, 15 cents. So, okay, that's where we are with that.
Well, we know that, the left likes to talk about gun violence. But when you look at the recent, attempts on the president's life, the assassination attempts. Certainly we think of Charlie Kirk in all of this. It's basically an assassination culture of the left. And Victor Davis Hanson spoke with PragerU about it. Let's listen in.
It's been not even 2 years, 2024, when Crooks tried to kill Trump, right? So 3 assassination attempts. If you count the Mar-a-Lago where the Martin fellow, the young kid, went in there and tried to kill Trump, but he wasn't there. 4. At that rate we're going, he's got 2.5 years. So we could see 5 more of these. 4. I'm not trying to be funny. It's tragic because on the one hand, I really thought from the videos that the Secret Service was really brave inside the actual ballroom. But when you look at that video very carefully, it looks like they were almost dismantling one of there was those magnet monitors, but they looked like they were already, closing up shop. People had gone in and they were going to The other thing was, and I don't know if this is confirmed, he shot once. My point is that he's running fast and then they tackle. Why did they shoot 5 times? There were 6 shots and they couldn't hit him once. My premise is this: they're in a unique situation that they have a president that has now been the target of 3 attempted assassinations in which shots were fired one way or the other. We've never had that in the history of the country. We've never seen this level of abuse, not against Lincoln, not against Roosevelt, not against LBJ, not against Nixon, not against George Bush. There's hatred out there. And there's a whole series of little clips that are on social media now about all the people who posted that they were crying, upset that Cole, Thomas, Allen missed. Oh, he missed. Oh, he missed. It's really sick. So my point is this very quickly. Why wouldn't you just say we are in a red alert? We're going to look at every operation of the Secret Service because we've had 3 breakdowns. Crook should have never been on that roof. Ruth should have never been anywhere near that golf course. You should have had somebody patrolling the whole golf course on a golf cart with a machine gun, 10 of them. And this man should have never been in that hotel, and especially not in the lobby areas. So they're not doing that. And if they don't do it, they're going to kill Trump.
Okay. Wow. He makes a very valid point. And is the Secret Service, what's going on with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How come 6 shots were fired and they didn't get him?
Yeah. Great
and yet
question.
He fires one and he makes a hit.
Yep.
So something is really wrong here.
Yeah.
Something is really wrong. And so I don't... The flip side of this that really alarms me is how many people are upset that these 3 attempts weren't successful.
Oh, it's shocking how many are upset and how many are willing to say it out loud. It's shocking. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
So you know what? It boils down to something. We have lost the value of human life.
Yes.
Human life is expendable at any cost, in any way, if it doesn't agree with you.
Yeah, exactly right. Right. If you can't win the debate, eliminate the debater.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, that's why we have to have more apple pie.
Absolutely.
I think we ought to just have a big apple pie fest.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
By the way, Sunday would be a great day to have apple pie.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the day we're rededicating America to be one nation under God.
Yeah. Because what's more American than apple pie?
So let's just apple pie it to death on Sunday, okay? All right, I'm going out to get some ice cream. I'll be right back.
Your yard is where life happens, but it can be muddy and hard to maintain. Enjoy a maintenance-free artificial turf lawn all year round with Smart Lawn LLC. No mowing, no fertilizing, no watering. Our synthetic grass is beautiful and resilient. It's certified to be lead-free, and there's no need for pesticides. Safe for your children and pets. Smart Lawn LLC has all your artificial turf and putting green areas covered beautifully. 541-941-3538.
Well, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and so timely to have back with us somebody I so appreciate and respect. Ken LaCourt's with us today, former executive with Fox News. Dr. Erwin Lutzer, he's the pastor emeritus of the Moody Church in Chicago. Dr. George Barna, director of research at the Cultural Research Center there at Arizona Christian University. Today, Dr. Jerome Corsi. He is an investigative journalist. Dr. Carson is the founder of American Cornerstone Institute. Alan Dershowitz, a lawyer, obviously, a Harvard professor of law. Jenna Ellis, she's a constitutional law attorney and served as the senior legal advisor and personal counsel to former President Donald Trump. It's been a long time. David Limbaugh is back with us. He's a lawyer, political commentator. Dr. Robert Jeffress is with us today, senior pastor there at the First Baptist Church in Dallas. I'm always honored to have evangelist Dr. Alveda King with us. Pastor Mark Little, the pastor, he's an attorney. Peter Navarro, he is a former White House official in the Trump administration. Mr. Manafort, good to see you, friend. How are you today? So where do we go from here, Dinesh? You obviously put together some very compelling evidence. Alan Parker Jr. is back with us. He's the president of the Justice Foundation.
Thank you. You're a great interviewer. You really asked me the right questions.
Dr. Carson, again, thank you for your time. We value it greatly. God bless you, friend. Stay in the fight.
Thank you for what you're doing.
For more Focus Today episodes and podcasts, go to theDove.us.
Welcome back. 27 minutes before the hour. We were talking about apple pies.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you like them just kind of in a quarters, eighth shape, or do you like them kind of sliced and then stacked?
Yeah, well, you know what? Either way, I don't really care, but what I'm stuck on is ice cream, whipped cream, or cheese. That's what I'm stuck on right now.
Okay, so do you want your apples peeled?
They don't have to be, but yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Do you like a lot of sugar?
I love sugar. Okay. Yeah. Well, who doesn't?
Well, your doctor.
You know what the difference between Coke and Pepsi is? Sugar. More sugar.
Okay. Anyway, again, Sunday is an amazing day in American history.
Yeah.
The president will be back from China. He's called Sunday to be a day of rededicating America to be one nation under God. This is stunning. And notables will be there. Dr. Robert Jeffress is one of the keynote speakers. I had him on the program the other day.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. Franklin Graham will be there. This, I mean, you can have DTSs or TDS.
Right.
You can have that so bad that you can't see straight, but you have to rejoice in the fact that the President of the United States recognizes that we need God back in the picture. And so this would be a great time on Sunday to have apple pie.
Yes.
Nothing's more American than apple pie.
Yep. Praise, worship, and apple pie.
There we go. There we go.
Love it.
So apple pie, apple sales will probably go crazy because we're mentioning. So throughout Oregon and California, everybody's running to the market to get their apples today. But I like them a little on the tart side. The green ones, a little on the tart side.
Yeah.
Why am I saying all that? Well, apple pie day. All right, good morning to you. Let's check out CBN News Watch and the latest on what's going on with Israel and Iran.
As the price of Operation Epic Fury climbs to nearly $29 billion, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth defended the Pentagon's budget request before lawmakers on Tuesday.
This is admittedly a historic budget. It is a fiscally responsible budget, and it is a warfighting budget.
Senator Chris Coons expressed concerns over the direction of the war.
You've achieved a series of tactical successes, but are on the verge of a strategic loss.
The secretary argued the U.S. now has unprecedented leverage over Tehran.
We have the ability to defeat a 47-year threat of a pursuit of a nuclear weapon. We have more leverage than we've ever had. We've had incredible battlefield successes.
President Donald Trump is warning Iran that diplomacy may be running out. They'll either do the right thing or we'll finish the job, Trump said before departing for a summit in China.
I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
Iran is responding with threats of its own involving uranium. A spokesman for a National Security Commission in Parliament claiming one of Iran's options in the event of another attack could be 90% enrichment. Meanwhile, American forces continue to redirect vessels trying to break the blockade, preventing oil shipments to the Far East and China, a major blow to Iran's economy.
But ultimately, we control the strait because nothing's going in that we don't allow to go in.
Now come reports that other Gulf nations have engaged with Iran. Both Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates said to have delivered military strikes in response to Iranian attacks on their facilities.
And Paul Strand joins us now from Jerusalem. Hey, Paul, in your story, we heard an Iranian spokesman write about enriching some of their uranium to 90% if the war starts up again. Why is that a frightening threat?
Well, Lori, the only thing you need to use uranium for civilian purposes is 3 to 5% enrichment. Now, the Iranians already have hundreds of pounds of the stuff enriched to 60%, but when you take it up to 90%, that's when it's useful. That's when you can actually make it set off a nuclear explosion. So it really is a frightening threat.
So some opponents of this war say it may have slowed Iran down from developing nuclear bombs, but it may have moved the Iranians to grabbing hold of a weapon even more powerful, a permanent stranglehold on the Strait of Hormuz. Is that a new fact of life for the world?
Kind of depends on who you're listening to. Now, you would think with all this amazing military superiority that America and Israel have over the Iranians, that they could end any kind of threat that Iran could pose anywhere. But the thing is, the Iranians keep coming out in the strait, even though President Trump has said that their Navy is destroyed, their Air Force is destroyed. They keep hitting shipping. They use drones. They've had their mines. Now, supposedly, we've destroyed about 80% of their mines, but they still have some. And these speedboats, we haven't been able to wipe them all out. Now, the thing is, maybe the Americans and the Israelis just didn't see that this threat would come, and so they didn't concentrate on attacking the weaponry that the Iranians could use there. But the thing is, along the strait, there's dozens and dozens of miles that the Iranians have of mountainous landscape, and they've been burrowing deep in there, and they can hide all sorts of things. And drones, they're so tiny and they're so easy to hide that maybe even if America and Israel concentrate, if the war starts up again, really hard on wiping those weapons out, maybe the Iranians can just keep hiding enough that they can maintain this threat in perpetuity. Who knows? But an interesting sideline about this is the fact that the Gulf states that have poured their oil through the Strait of Hormuz, maybe this is going to push them more and more towards Israel, being allies with Israel and making pipelines across Saudi Arabia that could go right straight to the Israeli coast, to the Mediterranean Sea, and avoid the Strait of Hormuz altogether. So maybe that will be an end game that we never saw coming.
Well, you just heard War Secretary Hegseth defend the $29 billion the war has cost so far as responsible spending. But how might Democrats use that cost as a weapon against President Trump and fellow Republicans?
Well, if they're smart, what they will do is they'll say, they'll try to sell the American people on the fact that every dollar spent fighting the war over in Iran is maybe a dollar that's not going towards the issues that Americans are most concerned about, like affordability, like these rising gas prices that are only rising because of the war, and then the inflation that's going to come after these rising gas prices, because we have to remember just about everything that Americans get is shipped someplace using oil, using diesel. Diesel's going up much more than oil. And that's also agriculture, major users of diesel, and then to get the agricultural products to the American people. So that's a way to sell this, and the midterms are coming in November. So, and already, the president's in power, usually his party loses in the midterms, and right now the Republicans control the House of Representatives by the slimmest of margins. So the Democrats could very easily take the House, and they might even take the U.S. Senate, and then that would hobble any initiatives that the president or the Republican Party have, probably for the rest of his term, and it could even have a ripple effect right up till 2028 and the next presidential election. So what's funny is we may want to see a regime change in Iran due to this war, but possibly it could mean regime change here in America.
Well, that's the talk. Yeah. But I have to tell you, I think we're underestimating something. And that is, this is an if. It's hypothetical. I shouldn't say hypothetical. I guess it's rhetorical.
Okay.
If the gas prices start to come down, okay, anytime during this summer, this war will be not the headlines, and something else will be the headlines. But I think the president is counting on an amazing economy. And the only thing that's stopping the economy from being full throttled is the gas prices.
Yeah.
That's fixable.
Yeah.
And if he takes the federal tax off, that'll be an indication that we're moving in the right direction. But the point being is, we have a lot to go through between now and November.
Yeah.
And this country could be on an all-time patriotic high coming out of 4th of July.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Yeah,
So,
could be.
I just think these guys, look at money being raised.
Okay.
That's a key indicator.
All right.
And the Democrats are not raising any money.
Yeah, they're having trouble. Yep.
They got serious trouble. Why am I saying all that? I don't know why I'm saying all that. Oh, I know why.
I know.
Because this next guy wants some cheddar cheese with his apple pie. Right here.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. With conditions changing at the top of our map in northern Oregon and southern Washington, rain today, then a chance of showers and highs in the mid-60s from Vancouver through Portland, Wilsonville, and McMinnville. As we move down the Willamette Valley, more rain likely and breezy with high temperatures in the mid-60s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with a south wind gusting up to 22 miles per hour. Showers likely across central Oregon this morning and breezy with daytime highs in the low 60s for Prineville and Bend and near 57 in Sun River. A slight chance of showers in Boise, Idaho, then mostly sunny and near 80. Along the Oregon coast, showers in Coos Bay, then mostly sunny and low 60s. A chance of showers, then clearing to mostly sunny in mid to upper 50s for Port Orford and Brookings and near 60 in Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, a slight chance of showers in the Rogue Valley, then sunny and low 70s for Grants Pass and Medford and 68 in Ashland. In Klamath Falls, sunny with a high in the mid-60s. Into northern California with sunny skies from Wairika with a high in the low 70s through Redding and Chico with highs near 86. Over in Fort Bragg, a slight chance of showers, then becoming sunny and near 57. In the Bay Area, sunshine for Santa Rosa and Napa with highs in the mid-70s, sunny in San Francisco and mid to upper 60s, and mostly cloudy in San Jose, then becoming sunny and near 73. Sunny skies today across central California with daytime high temperatures in the mid-80s for Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto, and low 90s from Fresno and Visalia down through Bakersfield. It's a snapshot of your Wednesday weather from Grange Co-op.
Time to look back at something with a very distinctive sound as well as a very, very distinctive purpose. And it came on the scene on this day in history.
On May 13, 1958, the trademark for Velcro was officially registered, introducing the world to one of the simplest and most useful inventions ever created. Swiss engineer George de Mestral came up with the idea after noticing burrs sticking to his dog's fur during a hike. Under a microscope, he discovered tiny hooks that clung to the loops in fabric, inspiring the design of what we now know as Velcro. At first, people laughed at the idea, but eventually, Velcro became a game changer, used in everything from shoes and jackets to hospitals, airplanes, and even NASA space missions. Today, that simple hook and loop fastener helps millions of people every day, proving that sometimes the best inventions come from life's little annoyances and a very furry dog walk.
Imagine life without Velcro. I mean, it's on everything these days, including my leg. Yeah, many of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man, they're all over. And you know what happens?
And they stink.
And if you wear them too long, they actually wear out. They stop hooking. But
yeah, I guess you can wear it out. I guess it.
So far, so good. Yeah.
So do you ever get those Velcro straps and it's like you're going to tie something with it? You know?
Yeah, Velcro ties. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And they have the little loop in it, so you can do the loop thing. And then all of a sudden, it's on the wrong side.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
And it won't stick. And you go. So then you take it off. You go the other way, and it still won't stick. Have you ever had that problem?
Yeah, I have.
So what do you do with that one?
Yeah. To get a shoelace and tie it down.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tie it down.
For the sake of time, I'm going to go to a break now because the other two stories I do want to get in. So
okay.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Up on the heights, you let me go.
In a time when our culture faces unprecedented challenges,
I want to talk about the role of a Christian even in a hostile culture.
Christian apologist and evangelist Alex McFarland addresses the hard-hitting questions about faith, morality, and culture.
People are hungry for truth, and we've got to rise to the challenge of our assignment as the church.
Know your faith better to be equipped to defend it in a world searching for answers.
But when you put the face of an earthly man on God, then you're never going to understand who God is.
God takes pleasure in you, and the very sight of you is joy and blessing.
Alex McFarland, inspiring believers through apologetics to boldly stand for truth in a critical time. Catch him Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Dove TV, encouraging and informative. More at thedove.us. Jerry's Historical Archives. Moments to remember. Go back in time. Back in the day. TV shows of the past. Relive the past and learn something new. Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
If you don't drive it, donate it. By supporting us, you'll get even more mileage out of it.
Thank you from the Dove TV.
12 minutes now before the hour, 12 minutes before the hour. And of course, President Ronald Reagan, the 40th President of the United States, couple things, but he had his ranch, which was his getaway, and he did a lot of diplomacy there. You know, he did, and he would do his Saturday radio chats from there.
Oh, yeah.
But interestingly enough, after the passing of the president, of course, a lot of the things that concerning his president went to the library.
Yeah.
So I'd love to go see the library. It's on my bucket list. I'd like to go see it. But in the meantime, the President Reagan's ranch there in the Santa Barbara Hills, just beautiful place. And it had this little 1,800 square foot adobe house on it.
Yeah.
And nothing fancy about it at all.
Right.
Now, when he was president, they had these portable huts around. Because the Secret Service had to stay there and all this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's a Christian youth organization runs the ranch.
Wow.
And they've done a lot of things to preserve it. So part one, here's part two of that report.
A spot where some major history was made, the signing of the largest tax cut in American history.
He walks out of the house dressed like a cowboy, jeans, cowboy boots, with his dog at his side, sits down. It's one of the few press events that took place here at the ranch.
The ranch provides an analog blueprint for these digital age kids. And what stands out to them about Reagan and leadership has nothing to do with taxes or the Cold War.
He was a humble man, a good man, a man who understood hard work. I would say it helped form my view of how much I love America and how much I want to see America succeed and continue and prosper.
I think that leadership, being a humble servant leader, is something that Reagan just really exemplified.
How many students visit the ranch every year?
We run programs for middle school, high school, and college students throughout the year. In June, this summer, we'll welcome 400 or more students here to the ranch. Good news is we keep trying to scale up to meet the demand for these programs. And we found that the combination of introducing young people to the ideas of freedom through great conservative leaders and speakers, the sessions that they have access to down in Santa Barbara, matched with the chance to walk in Ronald Reagan's footsteps here at the ranch. It's a powerful combination.
The big lesson for me, be humble, man. It all comes back to the president's humility. He really was a humble guy and a great guy.
If there's one thing that you want the kids who come out here to come away with about Reagan, but also about America.
Ultimately, we want young people inspired by the ideas of freedom that Ronald Reagan championed, that our founders championed, and that, as Ronald Reagan understood well, would not be passed on to future generations in the bloodstream. They must take up that mantle. They must defend freedom in their own generation.
Reagan once said that freedom is only one generation away from extinction. The young people of the Reagan Ranch know it takes hard work, but they're confident the flame of liberty won't be extinguished on their watch.
That was an interesting comment about, freedom being one generation away from. What do you think Ronald Reagan would think of the current state of affairs, especially in the new generations, and we see some of the activities going on that we do especially in the culture wars?
Great question. I really don't know, but I think he would be saddened.
Yeah.
He understood freedom. Mm-hmm. He understood republic. He understood democracy, all those key words. And he understood the God factor in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I don't know. The question is often asked, how do you think our forefathers would feel if they were alive today about the America that they brought forth and what it is today?
Yeah.
And I think we need to understand that at the end of the day, it's a spiritual battle to keep America free. Mm-hmm. It's a spiritual battle. The whole idea of freedom, mm-hmm. the whole idea of liberty is wrapped up in the gospel.
Yes.
That you are a sinner lost and you are having a miserable life, and you can come to Christ and have your sins forgiven and given a new life with meaning and purpose. And guess what? You are truly free. Mm-hmm. You are truly liberated. Mm-hmm. And you understand liberty. The whole concept of the Judeo-Christian ethic is wrapped up in what we are as a country.
Yeah.
And we're about ready to celebrate that for being around for 250 years.
Yeah.
But what President Reagan, I think, was trying to communicate to us is how fragile that is.
Exactly, yes.
And we came so close, and we remain so close to losing it. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, I'm glad they preserved it, and I'm glad they're using it as an educational tool for the next generation. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good. All right, got some great guests coming up. Brad Dake, it's been a while since we have had him. He has something interesting to say about the Southern Poverty Law Center, which now has been exposed for being the fraud that it is. You talk about somebody going against liberty and freedom. That organization is just flat evil.
Yep.
So anyway, he wrote a paper on that. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right. Well, this guy was a firefighter 20 years ago. On a call, he delivered a baby. He's now retired, and he just traveled 800 miles to watch that little girl graduate from college.
When Chloe Huddle walked across the stage at Grand Canyon University, one of the proudest people in the crowd was retired Colorado Springs firefighter Alan Kent, the man who helped bring her into the world back in 2004. Kent says he knew a baby was coming the moment he heard Chloe's mother screaming upstairs during an emergency call. Minutes later, Chloe was born, and Kent became the first person to hold her. What started as a thank you visit to the fire station turned into a lifelong friendship. Chloe celebrated birthdays with firefighters, and Kent promised he'd always be there for life's biggest moments. Now, 22 years later, he's still keeping that promise, and he already plans to be there again when Chloe gets married later this summer.
Isn't that nice?
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, it does underscore one of my concerns.
And that is?
Well, I really think young people ought to experience the birth of animals.
Oh, yes.
I really do.
Yes.
I think if you ever seen a dog give birth to a litter of puppies.
I remember it well. The very first,
if you ever seen a horse you know.
Not in person, but yeah, I've seen.
Well,
some videos.
I have.
Yeah.
It's a country term.
Yeah.
I've pulled horses.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I have pulled cows.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason for that is that, and of course, here he is witnessing the birth of a human. All of a sudden, life takes on a different meaning.
Oh boy. Yeah.
The way God brings this about and the way God created this has a whole nother, and you want to protect it. You know, there is nothing when you. Well, anyway, I think one of the we had a couple of horses give birth. Okay, we had a couple of donkeys give birth, which is that's a kind of interesting story. But when my first year of college, I had a swine project, and this poor sow just kept pumping these babies out. I think there were 13 or 14
no
of them.
kidding.
And you have to be there for them because you have to take the stuff off and get them breathing and stand them up.
Right.
You know, and you had to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden when you get done, you look back and go, wow.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'll say.
So take your kids to a farm.
Yeah.
Speaking of life, 1 John 3:18, my little children, of course that includes us, let us not love in word or in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So let your love be tangible today. All right. We'll be right back.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why McKelly's is automotive service with a heart for God and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen, even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond. But that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
Washington Watch with Tony Perkins is your watchful eye on the nation's capital. Every weeknight, covering current events, issues of faith, family, and freedom from a conservative Christian perspective.
Washington Watch, thanks so much for joining us.
Bringing you up close to newsmakers, members of Congress, and prominent pro-family leaders from across the nation.
That's just the tip of the iceberg of the threats and the dangers that children are facing online.
Tony is the president of the Family Research Council, a former state legislature, ordained minister, police officer, and veteran of the Marine Corps.
Terrorism experts are sounding the alarm.
And welcome to the Washington Watch News Desk.
Washington Watch with Tony Perkins is your leading source for what's really happening in our nation's capital.
Well, this is a state issue. The federal government shouldn't be forcing these states.
Don't miss Washington Watch with Tony Perkins. Weeknights at 6, only on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative.
Looking for ways to reduce the tax burden on your family and create a lasting legacy? You're invited to the Legacy Luncheon hosted by the Dove and U71.5. Join us Tuesday, June 2nd from 12 to 2 at the Dove Studios in Medford for a complimentary lunch and practical workshop. Hear from experts sharing insights to help you make a clear plan with confidence. Enjoy lunch from Sweet Tea Express and Punky's Diner and Pies. Seating is limited. RSVP by May 20th at 541-776-5368.
You're watching the Dove TV, encouraging and informative for Chico and the North State. Seen on KKRM 11, Channel 21, and these Dove TV affiliates.
welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and always honored when we have time to sit down with our good friend, Brad Dacus. Brad is the president of the Pacific Justice Institute, one of the great organizations out there fighting in your behalf with offices literally all over the country. You can go to pacificjustice.org is the website, and you can see its program. We're honored to carry it here on the Dove Television Network. And the website, again, is pacificjustice.org. Brother Brad, good to see you, friend. How are you, man? Oh, can't hear you.
Appreciate it.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. We got you now.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I love to be on the program. Appreciate it.
Well, you're the man. You got a lot going on. By the way, you've had some significant wins lately. Congratulations.
Yeah, our attorneys are really working really hard, and we're seeing great results. And one of the reasons for this is the huge shift we've had in our federal courts with judges being appointed between 2016, 2020 under President Donald Trump in his first term. We're seeing the fruits of that, and we're just very optimistic we're going to see that even improve as more federal judges are being appointed by the president as we move forward. It's an exciting time. We're seeing great trends in the case law for religious freedom, parents' rights, and, of course, the sanctity of human life.
Good for you. You recently wrote an open letter challenging the Southern Poverty Law Center, by the way, which has been in the news. I guess the question is, first of all, why did you write it and what was in it?
So the Southern Poverty Law Center, SPLC, is an institution, it's quote nonprofit, but it's really a money-making racket where they make money off of hatred. They stir up hatred. First, they originally attacked the KKK, but once the KKK sort of got dismembered and defeated, they realized, well, they got to come up with more groups to accuse of hate and create more hate towards those groups in order to legitimize themselves and make more money. And that's exactly what they did. So Focus on the Family was put on their hate list, Family Research Council, Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, and we at Pacific Justice Institute. And they've been doing this, and we put out a film product exposing a lot of their corruption, dealing with this. FRC did as well. But now it's the time to expose them even further as they're being criminally prosecuted by the Department of Justice for fraudulent activity where they're supposedly raising money to fight one group and in reality giving large chunks of money to those organizations and groups to keep them going so they can maintain this facade of a conflict. They make money off conflict. While that's happening, we want to take it to another level and directly challenge them to a public one-on-one discourse in terms of what are they alleging about Pacific Justice Institute and others, and give us an opportunity face-to-face with their president to rebut it and to show how it is unjustified, it's outrageous. It's time that the bully be put in its place. We're standing up to the bully, and we intend to expose this bully as much as we need to so they no longer can effectively increase hate and danger to people like President Donald Trump and others who've faced assassination attempts, we believe, because of the messaging partly by Southern Poverty Law Center.
All right, a couple questions here. Have you heard back?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering if they're being indicted. Obviously, all their defenses are up. But let me go to two things here. One is obviously there seems to be money laundering going on, and number two, where's the money coming from, and can we expose those people?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Unfortunately, a lot of the money comes from individuals out there who have no idea really what this organization or racket's all about, what their real purpose is. It's a business operation that's intending, in my opinion, to make money off of hate and creating hate, and stirring hate, and being divisive. It's the most dangerous. Get this, I think it is the most dangerous private organization in the United States to our freedom, to our liberty, to our Constitution, to the unity that we have as Americans. Their purpose is to divide, silence, vilify, and destroy. And that's a paraphrase of the quote of president of that organization at the time it was made. So it's a very serious organization, and it needs to be exposed, and that's what we're doing at Pacific Justice Institute. I would like them to be brought to the mat on everything. Every accusation they have against them are not only Pacific Justice Institute, but other organizations, like I mentioned before, who are doing fine work. They're targeting Christians, Christian ministries, organizations with a conservative biblical worldview. That's their enemy, and if that's their enemy, we should know who's in favor of them. Also, we have entities, large liberal radical organizations and quote nonprofits that funnel money into them, and institutions and individuals who are from the left. The good news is some of them are realizing that what they're supporting is not exactly what they thought. Some of them knew exactly possibly what it was, and they'll probably keep supporting them, which is unfortunate.
So are they in the category of an NGO?
A non-government organization?
Yeah.
They're
laundering it. I mean, they're getting money from various organizations and they're laundering it to go somewhere else. Isn't that kind of the purpose of an NGO?
Effectively, I guess you could say that, but they hold themselves out as a nonprofit 501c3 charity organization, and they're taking money and saying they're going to use it to fight this group or that group, and then they give part of that money to that group, so that group can fund a demonstration that they then can use to raise money on. I mean, it is outrageous, and they haven't just done it once. This is their modus operandus. This is what they do. And I'm just really glad they've been exposed on that end. In the meantime, we're going to do all we can to expose them on the false information that they have been divulging and spewing out about wonderful ministries. You know, Dr. James Dobson, he was attacked as a hate person. Dr. Ben Carson has been attacked as a hate person. That's how extreme and evil this organization is. And we're leading the charge and standing up to them in the open public free marketplace, if you will, before the public. And what we offer is a straightforward, face-to-face, raw, not edited, no pre-questions for review. It's going to be just right there, open for the American people to see on my show, Faith and Law. And I hope they take us up on it. I'm not expecting them to, but I hope they do, because we have a lot of questions to ask of them to confront their outrageous, hate-filled allegations.
So, Brad, I guess in the middle of all this, where is the line between disagreement and hate?
Yeah. Disagreement is when you're talking about an idea, a policy, something that you have a position on. Hate is when you attack the individual or the organization to be an entity that is trying to destroy someone, and not just change policy, but destroy someone, destroy a group, destroy an entity. That's hate. Well, that is exactly what SPLC says they're about. They said, to paraphrase once again, they said, we're not just out to silence, we're out to vilify and destroy the organizations that have a constitutional biblical world ministries. They want to destroy them. That's the word they use, destroy. That is hate. Giving policies and opinions about marriage, about institutions, about directions, about what's right, what's wrong. That's not hate. That's ideas. We give Pacific Justice Institute, we convey ideas based on a foundation of preserving the Constitution, our freedoms, our liberties, like religious freedom, parents' rights over their kids against the government, sanctity of life. Southern Poverty Law Center is about attacking, killing, and destroying. It's very, very dangerous, and I hope the American people have their eyes opened and no longer support this kind of institution, and I hope they get fully exposed also by the Department of Justice. Hats off to them.
Tough question, but is hate speech protected speech? Well,
as a general rule, what one person may call hate speech is also protected speech, generally speaking. That's as a general rule. So someone can hate the president and say mean things about the president, Yeah, but there are limits to it. For example, right now, the former head of the FBI, Comey, is being criminally prosecuted because his speech, which is, I can clearly say, is hate speech, and the man clearly hates President Donald Trump for ever since, from the beginning. However, you cannot go so far as to encourage assassination and killing of people. That crosses the line because that it imperils other individuals' ability to live in a society freely and safely. And unfortunately, that's what many from the radical left are doing. The speech, the hate speech of SPLC, unfortunately, has been the basis, as has been alleged by many, and by some of the assassinations themselves, to justify what the assassinations were about, why they were doing what they were doing. A lot of this is because of the hate speech of Southern Poverty Law Center. Now, legally, in order to say cross the line, in terms of being a part of the assassination, is the hate speech has to be much more specific in terms of its what it's proposing, and say this person needs to be killed, and here's where they're going to be on this date, and here's the hotel. Then we're getting into violating the law, going beyond free speech and into a direct threat of the safety of individuals or leaders. The Southern Poverty Law Center has been masterful in going as close as they can to that edge, knowing exactly how far they can go. It's disgraceful, but the results have unfortunately been very evident for all to see.
So Comey, I mean, he's been brought back up. So his actions, especially when he shared the action with the suggestion to it of the assassination or the taking out of the president. We've even seen Senator Schumer in front of a house of a Supreme Court justice cross the line in his rhetoric, but nothing happens there. So you kind of wonder how far this can go before something comes about. It's said that the Comey case could be weak, but on the other hand, this is his second indictment. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say it's not weak because it's already gone through the grand jury. The grand jury's approved it on apparently not one but two counts. So we'll see where this goes. Apparently, there's not just the evidence of him going out of his way with seashells to make 8647, which is eliminate or remove the president, but there's also other language and emails and other materials and things that were said and sent that are evidence of trying to facilitate an illegal criminal activity, which is the assassination of the President of the United States. Now, we'll have to see how this pans out. But if it goes through the grand jury has approved it. These are independent individuals, not partisan people. These are independent. They've looked at it, and they've made a determination based on all the evidence that it's more probable than not that there will be a criminal conviction. That says a lot. So we'll have to wait and see. But those in public office in particular need to understand there's a difference between free speech and efforts to encourage unlawful assassination and attacks on innocent individuals, including promoting assassination.
I'm really concerned about this, Brad, because you and I both know. But I mean, preaching the gospel could be considered hate speech because it draws a line on human activity according to biblical, writings. And so you kind of go, wow, where does this thing swing? Over here, if you're inciting somebody to take out the president, and over here you're preaching a message that's anti-culture, that's considered hate speech, we're in a real pickle here.
Yeah, and we at Pacific Justice Institute have defended pastors across the country who've been criminally prosecuted here in the United States, not Canada, not the UK, here in the United States, for disturbing the peace with speech that is allegedly hate speech, whether it's San Diego, Miami, Seattle. I took on a case of myself in San Antonio, Texas, El Paso, Texas, where we successfully defended the ability for pastors not to be bullied, arrested, criminally prosecuted for preaching the gospel, for preaching what the Word of God says. So that's why free speech is so important to be protected. But once again, there are limits, especially when that speech imposes danger, direct danger upon individuals. that's unlawful. So we have to balance that. I think clearly Comey has crossed the line.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we're going to protect the rights of people to proclaim the gospel and share the good news of Christ across the nation.
Wonderful. Let me take a quick break. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out Brad's website, pacificjustice.org. And we're honored to carry his program, Faith and Law, right here on the Dove Television Network. You can see it quite often throughout the week. So again, pacificjustice.org. Very resourceful. A lot of good information and a lot of good resources there. We'll be right back.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect. Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Another attempt on President Trump's life over the weekend. I think they hate this man so much that at any cost, at any excuse, any way, they want him gone. I think the real reason here is that he's taken 60 years of the slow evolution of the democratic stronghold in America with corruption and fraud and the advancement of socialism and turned it upside down.
Wake up to information. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays. Do events in the world leave you confused? A world where up is down and down is up.
Mornings on the Dove knows how you feel. We're here to offer God's hope and encouragement and to help you to sort it all out.
Alerting you to the truth that the mainstream media would rather you not know.
Common sense discussions on what's really going on.
That will leave you better informed and encouraged by the gospel.
In this upside down world,
get it straight.
Watch Mornings on the Dove weekdays.
Okay, welcome back. Always a joy to have with us Brad Dacus. Brad is, I don't know when he sleeps, but he heads up the Pacific Justice Institute. You can go to pacificjustice.org is their website. And by the way, support them. And because they're out there fighting, and most of their cases are pro bono. So check it out, pacificjustice.org. And he's on the front line fighting for your freedoms. And also his broadcast, which is seen right here on the Dove Television Network, Faith and Law. And we're honored to carry it. Brad, just kind of a side note, as you know, Sunday's a big day in America. The president's calling it to a day of prayer and praise and rededication as one nation under God. Wow. What do you think?
I love what he's doing. It's not the first time it's been done. In fact, there's been presidents across our country that have called upon our nation to pray, starting with George Washington. Many of our children don't realize that. And that's one reason why we at Pacific Justice, why I personally testified before the Texas State Board of Education to allow them to have George Washington's prayer and his exhortation for prayer to be in the teaching instruction there in the state of Texas. They approved it. So we need to educate Americans as to our founding fathers, our foundations. So when President Trump and others call for a day of prayer and praying, and that it's not looked upon as some strange thing. It's actually a part of our heritage. And I think it's also not just part of our heritage, but it's also, I think, as a Christian, very important because God, promises to bless nations that humble themselves and seek Him and call upon Him with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving. This is a part of living our Christianity. So for it to be encouraged by the President of the United States or people in public office or governors, it's a great thing. It's not just a nice thing. I think it's very important for us as we continue down the road of in a positive way towards what we believe in, and do so with a heart and spirit of humility.
I know you have a lot of cases about defending pastors and what they say. Is it getting any better out there?
Yeah, I think it is in terms of those publicly proclaiming the gospel. And it's predominantly because we at Pacific Justice Institute, we have 37 offices coast to coast. So our goal is to make sure that no one is left on the side of the road. So we want to make sure that every single case where someone is sharing their faith, sharing the gospel, proclaiming the gospel, that whenever they're challenged, it does not go unmet, and that we defend those individuals and do so quite firmly, and I might add, successfully in most cases. This is, I think, why I think we're seeing some hesitation that we haven't seen, say, 10 or 20 years ago. At the same time, there's still growing hostility, growing hatred in an entire segment of our society that we've not seen before with regards to people attacking people of faith, attacking God, attacking people who have a biblical worldview. We've never seen this before. So there is still growing hostility. And at the same time, we at Pacific Justice are noticing tremendous revival, particularly among young people, young males in particular. That's what the Pew Research study shows. Young males have gone from 28% thinking religion is very important now to 42%. There's something incredible happening. So we're working to defend and empower ministries and organizations like Decision Point and Turning Point USA and others in their desire to seize the moment and to get forth truth that is helping a lot of young people see things clearly and really set free from a lot of the deceptions of public schools, Hollywood, and many politicians.
What is so threatening about the Christian message to SPLC? What is the Christian message? Why is it so threatening to that organization?
It's threatening because we're exposing the truth. They can, the radical left, how they often engage when you try to have an intelligent discussion with them, and I've noticed this before, they quickly try to close it off with a pejorative, a name calling, and then they close down discussion. That's what dangerous dictators have done in the past. That's their strategy. Not for a discussion where you can test truth and examine truth and examine the evidence, the facts. No, it's to cut off discussion and do it with hate and pejoratives and name calling. That's why we want to make sure that they can't get away with that. That if an entity accuses another entity of being a hate group or something like that, that they have to back it up. And we as a society need to demand that they back it up with facts and information, and that they're willing to be held accountable face to face on that. I think that's what we at Pacific Justice Institute are trying to do, to raise the bar, if you will, of accountability to prevent this from happening again, but also to expose Southern Poverty Law Center for who they are, which is the most dangerous, hate-filled, hate-stirring, disuniting organization in the United States. And it's extremely well-funded by many deceived people. Hopefully that will be coming to an end.
They have been exposed. I don't know if that's slowed them down or they're changing their tactics, but they're very much been exposed lately. Do you know if that's impacting their operation?
Not yet. I don't know. I expect that moms and pops out there, grandmas and grandpas, I think for a lot of them, it's going to make a difference, maybe even for a lot of young people who are going to be scratching their heads saying, hey, maybe this is not an organization I want to intern with or get involved with. Maybe I shouldn't listen to them. We're hoping that we're going to see that in the future. But also I'm hoping that and I've heard already that there are some entities, businesses, corporations that have blindly funded them in the past that are now saying, whoa, let's cut off the funding. This is not a good association. I think as far as corporate funding, which is huge, I think we're going to see a lot of that cut off. And another point is, we at Pacific Justice Institute, we're giving organizations and companies time to make that decision. But after a while, after we've given them sufficient time to make that proper decision, then we're going to start exposing the companies and those who are backing and supporting Southern Poverty Law Center, as should be the case.
That was my next point, that you give them a time to those who recognize, hey, maybe I've been supporting the wrong thing, and to gracefully get out. But those who continue need to be exposed, and I commend you for that. Do you think that the average person today understands the spiritual application of what we're dealing with?
No, I don't. They see this, I think some see it as just an organization that's, a business racket making money off hate, which in itself is outrageous. But I think it's more than that. It's demonic. It's evil. It's trying to destroy all that is good, that promotes and stands for all that is good and righteous or loving and truth-filled. That is what it is. So that's why I say it's not just a racket deceiving people maybe and making lots of money off of it and using hate and things as just a byproduct. No, I think the hate is and creating disunity and creating division and destruction against good. I think that is their thrust, not just their greed, but actually their desire for evil. And it's very evident when you look at what they've done and how they've done it consistently now for years. And that will hopefully be brought to an end. And we at PJI intend to be at the head of the spear to bring that to fruition.
Thank you for saying that, because I think that as hard as that is to digest, we need to understand that's the bottom line to what we're dealing with here. And as believers, if we don't understand that, it's one thing to point a finger at Sam and call it bad, but you need to understand that their motive is anything but pure.
Right.
Let me say to our viewers, let's check out Brad's website, pacificjustice.org. Go there. Very resourceful. Support him. He's all over the country fighting in your behalf. And check out his program here, Faith and Law, right here on the television network. Brad, thank you, buddy. Good to see you. Stay healthy now. Don't overdo it.
Okay, I worked out before this program, so I'm doing all I can. I took my vitamins. So.
You still need to come to Oregon and go fishing and take a day off.
I would love that. I love fishing.
Okay.
That'd be great.
All right. God bless you, pal. Good to see you.
You too. Take care.
The 71.5 Golf Challenge arrives Saturday, May 16th with a 4-person scramble, morning and afternoon shotguns, and a 6:30 award social. Register your team by April 1st for an early bird special. Score the team player pack for just $20 instead of $100 with the code EARLYBIRDIE. Become a sponsor and help kids across Southern Oregon. Visit 715.org or call 541-779-3275. At the 71.5 Golf Challenge, your drive saves lives.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary, sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare, where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living. Your home.
The Dove TV is pleased to announce we're now seen in the Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto area via a new full-power TV station, KEDS, seen on cable, satellite TV, and over the air. The Dove TV, encouraging and informative for the Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto area on new full-power KEDS TV.
Well, welcome back. And, lately going to the moon has excited everything about space and going back up there and circling around and then maybe landing there. All right. Well, I am really honored to have with us today Rainer Zitelmann, German historian, sociologist, best-selling author whose books include The Defense of Capitalism and Hitler, National Socialism. He's published 27 books, and his latest one is fascinating, The New Space Capitalism, The Entrepreneurial Path to the Stars. Wow, there's a picture of the cover on the book on the screen there. You can check that out. It's called The New Space Capitalism. RainerZitelmann.com is his website. You can check that out, and there's a picture of his landing page. Rainer, good to see you. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm fine. I'm here in Berlin.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for your time. Thanks for getting up for us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, why did you take on space?
Yes, I think just 20 years ago, nobody could have imagined that space flight will become dominated by private companies, because back then space exploration was government run. You talked about the moon landing, and this was more or less government run. And today it's much different. I'll give you only one number that's a surprise for many people. Last year we had 324 rocket launches all over the world, but 165 out of them were from SpaceX. So if SpaceX were a country, it would be number one, far ahead of China with 88. So this space capitalism is reality today. It's no longer government run. And I think even this is an interesting story. And my book is, on the one hand, about the history, how did it happen, why did it happen? And the other part is to look at the future. How can we be even more successful? And what is especially with SpaceX, what will happen in the future?
Okay, this unloads a lot to talk about. First of all, do you have any idea what the motive behind SpaceX is? I mean, there's got to be a return on the investment.
Yes, they have a kind of monopoly today. I told you the number. Let's talk about the Starlink satellites. We have in total 15,000 satellites, active satellites in orbit, and 10,000 are Starlink satellites. But they have much more plans for the future. For example, to build data center in space. This is the next plan, and they want to raise money for this. This is planned to be the biggest IPO in history. Musk plans to raise 75 billion. As for now, the largest IPO was 29 billion, and he want to raise $75 billion. Of course, it's high valuation, as always with this company, as with Tesla, but I think there's a big potential in SpaceX.
Well, he's already successful with Starlink, but I guess they're at low altitude and they don't last long, right?
Pardon?
Starlink. What's your take on Starlink?
Yes, I think it's a success story, and it's only starting. I told you now it's 10,000, but he applied for 1 million satellites to build this data center. And this will be the next big story. And I have even more ideas for the future. His ultimate goal from Musk is going to Mars and now building a small city on the moon. But the main thesis in my book, this will be economically only successful if we have private property in space. Then it would be a real estate story. I'm an historian in sociology, as you mentioned, but I was also a very successful real estate investor for 20 years here. And so I see it a little bit with a real estate lens. And if you think about real estate, as today, the problem is it's not allowed to own celestial bodies or land on celestial bodies, according to the Outer Space Treaty from 1967. So they have an article there, Article 2. It's prohibited for countries to claim ownership for celestial bodies. I have no problem when the states, the government is not allowed to own it, but I have a problem. I think it should be allowed for private companies like SpaceX. And this is one of the main things in my book, that I think the future of space travel and also the future of SpaceX depends very much on the question whether or not it will be allowed one day to own land on Moon, Mars, other celestial bodies or asteroids. Because without private property, no economic system works on Earth. How to earn money? We had 24 experiments with socialism in the last 100 years, and they failed without any exception. There's not a single exception with an economy that works without private property. And when it doesn't work in North Korea, in Cuba, and in the Soviet Union, why should it work on Mars or on the Moon? So I think this is the next important step, that we have to introduce private property in space. And this is one of the topics of my book.
Fascinating. Do you think there's possibly a conflict coming in the very near future between the private and the government on this issue?
I see maybe, yes, but I see more a conflict between China and the United States, not only with trade, but also with space, because the United States is number one by far, but the United States is only number one because of SpaceX. The NASA was not able to build a reusable rocket by today. Elon Musk did it 10 years ago. And China, these are smart people. It's a different economic system, but even they saw the success of SpaceX, Blue Origin, and other private companies, and they allowed private companies. Today you have more than 400 private space companies in China, because even they had to admit that it won't work only with the government. And I think this second space race between China on the one hand and the United States on the other hand will depend how much freedom the government gives for private companies, private space companies.
Is this really capitalism?
Yes, I know a lot of people think, it's all with NASA. They got their money also always from NASA, SpaceX, but this is not true. If you analyze the turnaround on SpaceX, maybe they make 10% with NASA, then 50% more with other, like with the military, with other state organizations, but around between 70 and 80% of their turnaround is with private companies. So it's not with the government. So of course it's not pure capitalism. They got some subsidies, but the government today is only one of their clients, and this is the difference. If you compare it with the 60s, with the moon landing, NASA at this time, they didn't build their own rockets. The rockets were also built by private companies like Boeing or Rockwell, but they sold it to NASA, and NASA had a kind of micromanagement. You have to do it this and that way. But the cooperation between SpaceX and NASA today is completely different, because they build their rocket in the way they decide how to build it. And they don't sell their rockets to NASA, but they sell a service. Like, for example, FedEx or UPS, we bring you something from point A to B. So we bring your astronauts to the International Space Station, or we bring a satellite in Earth, and then we charge you this amount of money. And this is a completely different relationship between these private companies on the one hand and NASA on the other hand, as it was, for example, in the 60s or in the 70s.
So,
and only one fact that is very important to understand. SpaceX was able to reduce the launch costs. These are the costs. How much does it cost to bring 1 kilo to space? By 95%, if you compare the space shuttle and the internal costs of SpaceX today. 95%. I think this shows how much more efficient are private companies than government-led companies.
So what we're seeing come about here is really somewhat genius, if not, obviously brilliant, and that is the private side of this is now becoming the supplier for the government side of it, and making money in doing that. while they both advance. I mean, this is amazing. But on the other hand, is there a monopoly being formed here?
Yes, to be honest, it is a kind of monopoly today. But, I wrote another book, you mentioned it, In Defense of Capitalism, and I have a chapter on monopolies. And there's almost no monopoly that lasted forever. According to the economic theory of Joseph Schumpeter from Austria, monopolies are even important for a time, but they will all go away. For example, 5 years ago, everyone thought Google is a monopoly, it will last forever. But today, I don't know how you do it. If you search something on the internet, I use sometimes Google, but more often I do it with ChatGPT or with other AI. And I remember, I had it in some of my lectures, there was a headline in the Forbes magazine 2007 about MySpace. MySpace, who will ever catch this monopoly? And MySpace today, if I talk to young people, they don't even know what it is. Or Nokia was a kind of, you remember Xerox, for example, they had 95% market share. Kodak, they had 90% market share in the United States. So the history teaches us the only monopoly that is really dangerous is the state monopoly. But all other monopolies, sooner or later, they go. It will be the same with SpaceX.
Isn't that, at the end of the day, supply and demand?
Yes, sure, it has something to do with supply and demand, but I think it's also something that has to do with competition. And you have other companies, like, for example, from Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, and I want to mention one company. I have also in my book a lot about them. They are called Rocket Lab. The founder is Peter Beck. He's from New Zealand. And this is another example. This private company, they had 21 rocket launches last year, 21. I give to compare it in whole Europe with all our state-funded, space-funded, government-funded space flight. We had only eight launches in Europe last year. And the single company from New Zealand, Rocket Lab, they had 21. So you see, it's all about competition, and SpaceX is far ahead. But what they achieved 10 years ago with this reusable rocket, Jeff Bezos did it a half year ago. He's the second one to build a reusable rocket. But no other country was able to do it. Not China, not Europe, not Russia. Only these two private companies.
All right, let me take a break. Check out the book. I think you'll find it to be absolutely fascinating. The New Space Capitalism, The Entrepreneurial Path to the Stars. And there's a picture of the cover of the book there by Rainer Zitelmann. And you can go to his website, RainerZitelmann.com is a landing page, and there's a picture of that. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back.
I'm Susanna, and I contracted KA Designs to do custom cabinets throughout my house. We chose a really beautiful maple wood that really creates like a nice airy space. Everything was custom, and it was really cool because I got to literally see it come to life in person. We love to entertain, and we have a large family, so everything came together perfectly, exactly what I wanted. I highly suggest KA Designs if you're looking to design your dream house. Go check them out in their showroom. You will not be disappointed.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Our lives can fill with too many things, schedules, distractions. Why don't you slow down today and find Jesus' peace? He does say, after all, that where your treasure is, your heart is there also. So I encourage you today to open the Word and feel His peace.
Hi, welcome back. An honor to have back with us Rainer Zeidelman, a German historian, sociologist, and quite the author. His latest book is absolutely fascinating. The New Space Capitalism, The Entrepreneurial Path to the Stars. And there's a picture of the cover of the book available online. And he does have a website, RainerZeidelman.com. Absolutely fascinating. I'm wondering, Rainer, that this race back to the moon is now very much in focus. What are China's capabilities of beating us?
It's, to be honest, it's possible. They have the goal to land on the moon before 2030, and now NASA want to do it in maybe 2028. So it's possible, but you see, this is the reason why something's happening now, because this is another important point. You know, we even landed on the moon in 1969, but then now for more than 50 years, nothing happened. And this was because there was not a real motive, because at this time, the Apollo program cost $300 billion in today's money. 400,000 people were involved in 20,000 companies. You can't do it for a long time. And then as soon as they had the flag on the moon, the wind was out of the sails. And this is, I have it in my book, there were 50 years of stagnation. You know, you mentioned it, we passed by the moon several months ago, but we even landed there more than 50 years ago. So why is it that 50 years there was only stagnation and failure, like with the space shuttle program? And I think the reason is because there was not a real motive. You know, when people do things or nations do things, there has to be a powerful motive. The powerful motive in the 60s was the competition between the Soviet Union and the United States. I have here a quote from Lyndon B. Johnson. He said, "In the eyes of the world, first in space means first, period. Second in space is second in everything." And this was the reason why they spent so much money. But in the moment when the race was finished by the moon landing, nothing happened. And I think today, or for the future, we need other incentives. It can't be only about national prestige or the race between China and the United States. But we have to look for economic incentives. And, you know, maybe Werner von Braun, who was the architect of the Apollo program, after the moon landing, they asked him, what should we do now? And I give another quote from him. He said, "We have to show that spaceflight is useful and even profitable for people on Earth. And in fact, space projects should begin to pay for themselves." He was right, but this is what didn't happen. And my analysis in my book is the real reason is this crazy Outer Space Treaty from 1967. According to the Space Treaty, it's prohibited to own celestial bodies or land on celestial bodies. So it's a kind of socialism. I call it space socialism. Space belongs to everyone or no one. And this doesn't work on Earth. And why should it work in space? My thesis is it will not work on space. And if you will make spaceflight profitable, first it will be a real estate story. But the precondition is that private property, for example, for asteroids, is allowed. Then you have a lot of possibilities to earn money. with asteroid mining, for example, or maybe later if we have fusion reactors, you can get helium-3 on Moon or Mars. There are a lot of possibilities to earn money, but the precondition is we need private property as we need it on Earth. There is not a single successful country on Earth with an economic system without private property. And why should it work on Mars or on Moon when it doesn't work on the Earth? And this is an important point in my book.
Just a quick question. Is Russia a factor anymore, or they just can't do this?
No, they have a lot of other problems, and forget Russia and also forget Europe. We in Europe, we are very good in regulations, as we do it with AI, with this regulation, but even the European Space Agency is very proud to have programs for gender equality in space and things like this, or how to bring disabled people to space. But I mentioned the number. Europe had 8 launches last year. Only the single company, SpaceX, had 20 times more than Europe. So forget Europe, forget Russia. It's all between China and the United States. And the United States is all about private space capitalism.
All right. So at the end of the day, is this just a big real estate rush?
Maybe it depends. But I think think about the history of the United States. When people go west, it was also in the end, the settlers, the so-called squatters, they even took it. Yes, before it was allowed with this Homesteading Act, and so they took the land if they were there. And I think the same will happen in space. And I have the answer in my book to the question, who should have the right to acquire property in space? My answer is straightforward. Those who have the financial means to reach it, to take the risk, who develop it. And if SpaceX, for example, would be able to reach Mars, of course, they should earn whole Mars. Maybe a manageable area let's say as big as Singapore. Singapore, the Mars has an area 200,000 times bigger than Singapore. There would be enough for others. But I think this will happen. I don't think that they will wait for government permission. It will happen the same as it was in the West when the Americans conquered the West.
So right now, there doesn't seem to be any restrictions on SpaceX doing what they're doing, right?
Oh, for every launch, they have a lot of restrictions and a lot of crazy restrictions, a lot of too much bureaucracy. But it's more free as it is in Europe, for example, or as it is in China. But even there are too many restrictions. I have there something also in my book where Elon Musk had it in a speech when they had to make a study about sharks and whether they can hurt them or disturb them in the sea or before they could have the launch. So there's bureaucracy as you have it everywhere.
Wow, this is absolutely amazing. Were you saddened to see the shuttle go away?
No, I think the shuttle was an absolute failure. I give you only one number. The estimate was when they built the shuttle that for every flight it would cost between $5 and $10 million. In the end, it was between 1 and 1.5 billion. Yes, and the prediction was to have every year 140 flights. In the end, in all these 30 years, they had 135 flights. So I have in my book a long chapter, the decision for the space shuttle. It was a typical decision from politicians, from Richard Nixon at this time. They were only interested in jobs, and California was a swing state at this time, and there were people without jobs, and how could we create some jobs? And it was about lobbying. His best friend was was the founder of the Rockwell Company. So the space shuttle was a disaster. And, then they had 2 accidents where 14 people died. Right. And then from 2011 on, America was not able to bring their own astronauts from American soil to the International Space Station. They had to use old-fashioned Russian Soyuz rockets from 2011 on to bring their astronauts to the International Space Station. And it only changed 9 years later when Elon Musk was able in 2020 with his rocket Falcon 9 to bring these people to the International Space Station. And I have it more in detail in this book why it happened. The headline of this chapter is The End of the Future. This was exactly what happened at the end of this space shuttle program.
Let me say to our viewers and listeners, get the book. It's called The New Space Capitalism, The Entrepreneurial Path to the Stars. Fascinating. I think Raynard is ahead of the game here, so this is good stuff. I want to go back just quickly, Raynard, on something you've obviously written about, and that is socialism. How would you describe the state of Europe today?
The state of socialism? Where?
In Europe.
In my country?
Well, just throughout Europe, throughout the NATO nations.
The problem is we have really a revival of socialism, not only almost everywhere in the world. If I look in New York,
I got
one time.
One minute. Go ahead.
One time, New York, the main capital of capitalism, and today with its crazy Marxist mayor, and we have socialism in a new way. I distinguish between old-type socialism. This is when they nationalized all means of production. This was like in the communist states or as it is in North Korea. But we have a new type of socialism. I call it modern socialism. Formally, legally, you have private property, but the state tells you what you're allowed to do. They have so many restrictions, bureaucracy, taxes. They don't call it socialism, but in reality, it is socialism because private property means nothing if you're not allowed to do what you want to do.
Good point.
And this is because the politicians think that they are smarter than millions of consumers, millions of entrepreneurs. This is the problem.
Thank you for your time. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out the book. It's called The New Space Capitalism, The Entrepreneurial Path to the Stars. Raynard has a website, Raynard Zeidelman, and that's RaynardZeidelman.com. And there's the picture of the landing page. Thank you for your time. You're fascinating.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Please pre-order the book right now.
Okay. All right.
Get it on Amazon. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Millions are struggling with life and their walk with God. Transformed is a groundbreaking series seen right here on the Dove TV that every week takes you behind closed doors to witness biblical counseling with real people facing real issues.
It was common to me to feel like I just wanted to escape.
It could be anxiety, depression, addictions, or other concerns. No issue is taken off the table.
To just get the pain out of my head and out of my heart.
The Bible has answers to life's problems. God's wisdom is better than man's. Lives are changed because God